Sunday is a blind Sunday. Ain't got no prayers had by Sunday. It's a blind day. Sunday. Sunday.
Good morning, gearheads. It's Sunday. Blind Mike is in his new studio, and you know what that means. A Blind Mike Project Sunday now with soundboard. Go to blindmike.net for all of Mike's moving pictures and new Why Are You Laughing episodes. On this week's episode, Shane Gillis gets a new enemy. Tony Hinchcliffe responds to Legion of Skanks. We see who's been loyal to the Golden Hour. Also, is Stuttering John back for good? And if we have time, we continue our baton-like death march through the killing fields of G.D. Fenderson's first comedy special. And now, here's your host, a man whose birthday is next week and we won't be here for it. So we're celebrating now. Your birthday boy, Blind Mike Geary.
Why do you two know when my birthday is?
It's in my phone, Mike.
I don't love that.
Happy birthday, by the way.
That is, by the way, Electra, a great way to describe the G.D. Fenderson thing. Like
Thank
someone, it was poetic because someone mentioned, someone commented the other day and was like, "No G.D. Fenderson, it's been a while," and I'm like, "Fine, we'll do it."
You
God damn it, we'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody already wrote in chat that if there's no GD this week, we riot.
We're doing it. We'll get there. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've
Mike,
set aside plenty of time for him.
I added a special feature to this G.D. Fenderson. Every time there is a closed caption, a ding. So you'll know when it happens timing-wise.
Okay,
so
that's
I think
exciting.
yeah, it's an important element because you'll know when the joke comes. Then I think.
Right. Yeah, that'll
Or
now it'll
comes.
be really funny, I bet.
Right, you've been missing that element.
Yeah, now it's going to be a lot of laughs. Right. I am here in the new studio. I sound fine, look fine, I'm framed, everything. Everything's good.
I'm a little wet, Mike, I got to say. You never looked hotter.
Okay, well, that's not what I was asking. but thanks. Glad to be glad everything has gone smoothly so far. Starlink has been good. Really? I'm getting around my house caneless now. Things are really, oh man, it's really living quite a life out here. I did notice I had to go to go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say, how's the air? Have you noticed like the country air? You're like you're more in country, so
it's nice. I'm out in the sun more. It is a delight, and also like we have central air now, which is something I didn't have out in Boston.
Yeah,
I'm living large, baby. This is all good stuff so far. I'm sure it'll come crumbling down at some point, but
that's called a mortgage payment. That's the crumbling part. You're like, this is all great. Wait, what's that in the mail?
I realized this about myself. I thought this was a good way to encapsulate my personality, and this is something I've struggled with all my many years. Is we went to a wedding Friday night. It's sort of a laid back, as far as weddings go, somewhat casual. So I said, I'm going to wear gray suit, black T-shirt underneath. Kind of a greaseball look, but I like it. It's casual, easy. I like that look, and I also want. I don't mind. I want people to say, "Hey, Mike's doing something different." Like I want to be that guy, but I'm also this guy where the first person that noticed it goes, "Hey, Mike, looking slick with the suit," and I go, "Oh, he's making fun of me." It's a lie. He's probably fucking with me. Like, that's why I can't be. I want to be a trendsetter. I want someone out there to be like, I'm wearing a T-shirt under this suit because I saw Mike Geary do it. And then if anyone compliments it, I'm like, they're fucking with me. It's all a lie. So I think that if you've ever wondered what my confidence level is, I think that encapsulates it pretty well. But how are you guys at HACKRIDE Studios? Anything new?
We're doing well. We moved all our shows off of football nights, so now we're on non-football nights, and it's amazing. Not having
I pacified Casey Day's Oregon talk. I'm like, all right, give it to me. What do we got?
It really wore me out. I got nothing left. I almost got
tried my best.
I almost got to the 14 to 16-year-olds I'm scouting now. I feel like
I whispered to Electra, I'm like, if we let him go now, he'll be tuckered out by the end of this. We won't have to hear it later.
It worked.
Boy, did
but
he.
I think you learned, Mike, and that's the most important thing.
I did. I do like college football updates because I was a sports fan. I wanted to do sports talk radio for a long time. So when I hear Casey go off like that, it gets my juices flowing a little bit. I remember those days. So go to hackridestudios.com. Support these two.
Thank you, Mike.
When is unboxing, Eric, now?
It is on Wednesdays now. And Tuesdays is unboxing Riley and Bigfoot, and Fridays is Catch 22. DJ Electra's Catch 22. By the way, we renamed it. She is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she is. Now
Very nice.
Top title. She's Spielberg on that.
It's just feeding my ego.
I like it. It's about time. So go support these guys and go to blindmike.net. That's where you can support this program. Become a member. You get test shows like we did last week. You get early access and bonus content. This week, it's pending. I have to listen to it because I've never heard it before. But someone suggested this to me. He said, you got to go back and watch Dustin Diamond bomb on Opie and Anthony during the WNEW days. So after this show, I will probably check that out and see if it's worth a mini bonus episode. So we'll maybe do that on Why You Laughing. If not that, something else. And you'll get early access and bonus content to all that stuff that we do back there. Oh, also this week, 4 members, me and Carl, are going back into Julia Fox's book. So I think we're entering her mid-teenage years, finally. We're finally getting... This is the longest... In audiobook form, I think we're 3 hours in. Nice. And we are crawling through puberty. It is the amount of time that she felt is worth spending on her youth is insane. Like Dakota Fanning, if you read her book, it wouldn't be this much about when she was a child. It's crazy how long she's spending on her adolescent years. But we're getting there, slowly but surely. And I don't know what other hijinks Carl is going to surprise me with, but that'll be Tuesday night. I'm assuming 5 p.m., if I'm not mistaken. So keep an eye out for that. You can watch live or you can watch it after. So become a member for that. Also, if you're already a member on Carl's Patreon, then you can get it as well. So either one works. All right. Speaking of Carl, speaking of my pal Carl, my co-host on Who Are These Socials, I think the first guy we started talking about regularly might have been King Cobra. I think we talked about him on the very first episode of Who Are These Socials, if I'm not mistaken, or definitely early on. And I was very sad to see the news this week that the great King Cobra is no longer with us. I said, if you watch those, particularly more recently and when he was going through the stuff with his girlfriend, I did say this, and it's weird to watch videos of King Cobra and think of this. It speaks more to the mania of the rest of the people we deal with. But like, I've always said that Josh Saunders is his real name. Mm-hmm. Josh always had like the best attitude of any of these guys, you know? And it might be because he's a little off. I'm not going to wax poetic and pretend he was some heroic great guy. He was a nut, like a lot of these people we cover on the internet. But I was very sad to hear that. He's my age. I think he was 34. His father found him passed out. He was supposed to bring him to the doctor. I don't know if he's been dealing with, I mean, I imagine he's been dealing with health issues, but I don't know if there was anything in particular that would have caused his doctor's visit. But this was also very sad. I guess this was deleted. Do we know where it was posted originally? Was it on King Cobra's channel or his dad's Facebook?
I believe it was on his channel because he had come to social media to scrub his son's social media. Started seeing the outpouring of like love and support, and decided, well, I can't do that because you know.
Yeah. So
And so
we'll
then
hear
use his page. Yeah.
we'll hear from his dad in a very emotional state. This is probably smart that he deleted it, but it lives on with us. Fuck you, pal. We're not going to completely change today. But like, it is like, you forget most people that don't deal with this stuff all the time. It's probably a somewhat normal reaction to just pour your feelings out, and then you're like, oh, fuck, this lasts forever and it's to strangers. But like, I think this is a moment we can all empathize with. Cobra's dad. I don't know how much of a character he was. I've heard him mentioned and seen like very brief clips of him in videos. I don't know how much of a character he was in the early Cobra days, but this is him talking about his son.
He has a harp behind him, Mike. Just for reference, just what kind of man he is. He has an eagle and a harp, like a real harp. You could play it.
Josh is playing that up in the sky right now.
He is.
Yes. Hello, I'm Josh's dad, and there's a lot of rumors going around, so I wanted to make a video for Josh. I went to Josh's house yesterday to take him to the doctor, and when I got there, he was sleeping. I tried to wake him up. He was not responsive or breathing. I realized that his lips were blue, and I tried to revive him. But he was already dead.
It is a little weird if we're going to keep the spirit of the regular show. It is a little weird to turn to the internet this quickly, like the day of. But I guess you see a lot of the reaction. Like his son is a celebrity in a weird way. Like the only way I was following this is because people kept messaging me like, "Hey, I think King Cobra died." And with a guy with a figure like that, your first assumption is like, "Oh, it's a troll, like someone's fucking around." So the only way I really knew and got updates was following along on Twitter. So I'm sure it is a unique feeling, especially I don't know how well his dad was aware of what his son's internet presence was. So it does have to be a weird thing when like there's strangers being like, "Is Josh okay?" I did see one video, and again, I don't know if this guy's trolling or what, but I saw one video that someone put out where they contacted the hospital, and that person was like, "Oh yeah, we've been getting calls about Josh Saunders all day." So that does have to be a little weird as a father to be going through not just the loss of your son, but then all these strangers reaching out, and you're like, "What the fuck is this?"
I could barely handle it, and when it was just me, myself, and I had all my own thoughts and all the time in the world, I could not imagine people like texting you and mocking you, and this guy, you know,
Right.
I
On
understand.
today to delete all of his social media because fuck you is how I'm feeling. But I realize that would not be fair to his fans, and it's certainly nothing he would want.
It's a weird thing. I felt very bad. Well, obviously, you feel bad watching this. The guy lost his son, but it's also like it makes you start to question. This is the thing I talked a lot about. We did an episode of Why You Laughing about Windy City Heat, and we talked about Perry Caravello, and I sort of compared him to like a whack packer, like you guys do with Eric the Actor all the time, where you talk about this guy who's getting bullied, for lack of a better word. Like people are pointing and laughing at him on the internet, but it's also, I think, like King Cobra was a celebrity in a weird way, and like I said, he handled it better than a lot of fully functional people. Like, you know, I don't know exactly. I know he referenced having Asperger's or autism. I don't know to what degree or anything, but like he handled trolling a lot better than Aaron Imholt or Stuttering John. These people with supposedly, you know, full capacity. So like, I don't know. It's a weird like inner conflict where you're like, some people of course are assholes and don't handle it right. But I think for the most part, like you look at what Stern did for Eric the Actor, where he was bullying him, I guess. Like they had him on and insulted him nonstop all the time. But like Howard Stern also put Eric in television shows and like gave him a life. Now, King Cobra didn't have those highs, obviously, but like people were sending him money and food and booze, and like the cops would come and check on him when his girlfriend was freaking out. There's a double-edged sword to that. There's also people fucking with you, and it can make your life miserable. So it's a weird thing to try and figure out, because I think people's instinct when they hear Josh's dad be like, I didn't want to do that to his fans, their instinct is to kind of laugh at that maybe. But as I always say, even with the guys I don't like Aaron or Stuttering John, I am a fan of theirs at the end of the day. Like, I would be sad if they stopped making content. So I am, like, in that way, a fan and following along with them. And it's even more different for a guy like King Cobra, who I don't have any, like, there's no reason to dislike him. He seems like a likable enough guy. He's not as arrogant or mean-spirited as some of the other people we talk about. So it's a weird thing. You have moments like this when we lose a guy like King Cobra, where you're like, are we being dicks? Like, are people on the internet going too far with this stuff? But then it's like, and maybe this is just rationalization, but you're like, it gave him a life in a weird way. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what to do with all that information.
Well, you're right with the give him a life thing. Like, Eric lived for the credit and the name that he got from the Stern Show. It literally, like, his parents didn't understand it at the time, and his mom has come out since and said, I didn't understand it, but looking back on it years later, this kid loved that shit. Loved it. Like, and so I think you have to, and this dude could have just been weird in wherever he lived and not pressed go live, and no one would have known him, right? And so,
right. Is his life better or worse if he was just, filling grocery bags and living in a trailer in Wyoming? Like, is his life significantly better or worse? And I think that's something I don't really know the answer to, but I think better, because he felt like a star. Like, for as delusional as it might have been or whatever, he felt cool for the times he went live. He felt like a rock star. So, like, is that a bad thing? I don't really know. If
you're going to make a counter argument to that, you could say, well, because he got doxxed, he got sent like alcohol all the time. And so if alcohol played any part in his death, then you could say, well, maybe going live kind of contributed to that, because, fifth of vodka showing up every day.
Yeah. But that's also like, and some of those people doing that stuff, particularly the people that like would send the cops to his house or whatever, a lot of those people are assholes. Like, they're crossing a line very clearly. To me, the line has always been very clear with that stuff, and there are people who just simply cross it and don't mind doing that. And those are the people I look down on, and I think most people, the vast majority of people, understand what all of it is and behave appropriately, and it's ball busting and whatever. And you treat, that is the thing Howard would say with Eric the Midget all the time, is like, I'm treating him like I would anyone else. And I think that's, King Cobra's a good example of that, because you look at someone who, like I said, like Aaron, who has all of his facilities, his faculties, whatever the fucking phrase is, like, people are worse to Aaron than they are to King Cobra. So I don't think it's some over the line bullying. And like, you kind of have to treat people like adult. Like, if he's a functional adult that's able to live on his own, it's hard for me to be like, hey, you're doing something wrong by sending him booze or whatever, because like that's more about the people in his life, I would think.
You all know Josh was harassed and bullied terribly his whole life. I mean, from the time he was 3, it was just nonstop. It's like he had a neon sign that said, please pick on me. And for some reason, so many people on this earth felt that picking on him was okay. That just because it's him, it made it all right. And that he didn't matter. But he did matter. And I want to thank all his fans, because you made him feel like he mattered. And
see, that's where it's at, right? Even in that sentence, because I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if his dad knows the full scope of everything. If he knows the delineation, the fans are very similar to the bullies in this case. Mm-hmm. So it's, I don't know if he is fully aware of all that. But right there, you hear the weird conflict where it's like, this kid was bullied in real life and felt like an outcast and everything. And he felt like he had fans in this internet circle. Some of those people were also fucking with it. You know what I mean? It's a weird, dynamic to wrap your head around. And I don't really like the idea of, I'm sure it's easy, like, I'm sure if you go on Reddit or whatever, people are just like laughing at this guy, like, haha, fuck you. But like, to me, it is a thing that I think about a lot with people. It's like, oh, are we crossing the line with this person or that person? And I just think it's interesting to reflect when we lose a guy like King Cobra. It's interesting to look back and be like, did we go too far with him? Was it a good thing for him? Was it a bad thing for him? I just think it's an interesting discussion in general.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that, you guys made jokes but we're fans in a way. But a lot of people were sending him cat food and making him eat it. Those are the people that were crossing the line,
right. Right. And to me, that's so cool. Even just hearing you say
one time, Electra, I sent cat food one time.
Even just hearing you say that, it's so clear to me, like the people that are fucking retards. Like with John, where it's like, it's always been clear to me, the people that just like make some dumb joke about him being a drunk in the chat versus people that would actually call comedy club, if that exists. John says it does. I don't know that it does. But like if there are people actually calling and, well, I think like didn't Phil Elmore do that or something? Like write a letter and try and get a gig canceled. And
He's
it's
a
like,
writer, so he wrote.
It's like, well, what is this? We're trying to affect his real life, and that's also to the detriment of us trying to talk about him and have a good time. So I never really understood. To me, that line seems very clear. But maybe to others it isn't. Maybe his dad would look at the clips from Who Are These Socials and be like, this contributed to his mental anguish or something. I don't know. I've always been curious about that.
It made him feel very special, and he lived for you guys every day.
See, we did a good thing.
Josh struggled a lot with depression and was extremely suicidal most of his life. And you guys helped more than you could ever know. Because you made him feel like a person. I can never repay you for that.
Well, this turned around. I don't know if I watched the whole thing before. Hey, you know what, buddy? You're welcome. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Me and Carl, it's fine. We do this sort of stuff we don't even take accolades for. We do it all the time, you know?
Yeah. Feel free to gift some memberships. You know what I'm saying, Dad?
Pay it forward, buddy. You're welcome.
Supporting him, for encouraging him, for all the gifts you sent. For the people who helped him produce his music and his wands, thank you so much.
Like Electra said, some of it was cat
Josh
shit,
was extremely stubborn, and
Calories are calories.
wouldn't let me help him with anything. Because he had to do it on his own, and I get that, and I respect that. Those of you who know Josh, you know how kind he was. Anybody who came to visit him in person can testify that he was such a beautiful, beautiful soul. He would
I'd
help
like to
anybody.
intersplice this with a clip of him screaming at Jessica or something. Just a
Invite
beautiful soul.
anybody in to have a beer. He would treat everybody like they were a family. And he was kind. And he was especially kind with elderly people and animals and all of insects. God, we weren't even allowed to kill insects. We had to save them.
How much time is left?
He was just a
We got 2 minutes left, Mike.
All right, we get the idea.
Pour one out, people, for our
right.
boy.
Rest in
R.I.P.
peace, King Cobra. We'll miss you, buddy. The first ever, I do believe the first ever recurring subject on Who Are These Socials. Sad to see him go. And like I said, one of my favorites in terms of guys that took it well as I think he was capable of. So I'm sure we'll do. I haven't watched his last live stream or anything. Maybe we'll have some clips of that on Thursday. Me and Carl. I'm sure we'll do something to pay tribute to a great man. Rest in peace, King Cobra. We'll miss you, buddy. And go buy a wand or something. I don't know how you can support.
God's Not Fair. He takes King Cobra, very entertaining, but leaves us Dat fan. I don't know why.
I know.
This is
I
a
know.
weird
It's,
world that we live
it's cruel. It's not right.
We have some super chats.
Well, then let's hear them.
All right, Electra, here we go.
Suburban Tug Time, $5. I hope Casey Day says, "Heyo" today.
Nope, not gonna. No, I am.
With any luck, we'll get there. We'll catch him at some point.
Yes, it's a subconscious thing, so if it happens, I didn't.
We all have our crutches. I have a million of them.
Dawn Fried Chicken, $4.99. Craig told me he was too busy deleting his Roblox accounts to do the show. Said he's been compromised or something.
Oh, well, I hope everything works out with him. I did forget. I can't believe I forgot to mention this when we were doing the test show last week. Craig wasn't wearing the glasses here.
He was.
No, not when he was here. He was off. He was
when
off camera, so we couldn't talk about. He wasn't wearing the glasses.
Did you want the glass experience?
Well, I'll tell you, it makes me think he just does it for clout. He wants people to talk about how handsome he looks in those glasses. Like he's not doing. If he's going to be off camera, he doesn't wear them, and that's what bugs me.
If that's his plan, Mike, it ain't working. I have not heard one. Access Hollywood
People
hasn't
love the
mentioned
glasses. It's all been positive. Is what I've heard.
Sharky Waters, $4.99. I need Craig's address. He bought my Cuties Director Cut 5 DVD set, but I don't have his address. Little help. Thanks.
I'll send it to you offline, of course.
And Dr. Hamad celebrates 12 months of membership.
Well, thank you, buddy. Thanks for hanging around.
Malaikum salam to you.
Yes, alaikum salam, indeed.
Peace be unto the prophet, whatever they say. All right, Mike, where would you like to go next?
Well, on a much darker note than we just covered, can we talk about Hilaria Baldwin doing a podcast?
So we go from one depressing thing to another. I see.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. There's things where when I tell Carl, I'm like, I don't even know if I should tell him this early because he's gonna be too excited. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get to the date, and will it live up to the hype? But Hilaria Baldwin, I'll let her describe it to you. She's got a podcast, and I think you're gonna really love her new co-host.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hey, it's Carmen Baldwin with my mom. Hey, it's Hilaria Baldwin. We are launching a podcast called Growing Up Together. Raising kids is a wild ride with
Carmen
no
Baldwin.
Parenting.
Hold on. Can we look that? I don't even know if this would be online. I think she's like 12, right?
Let me see.
Carmen Baldwin, who Alec refers to as his oldest daughter until he remembers Ireland.
Greg texted me 10 years, 2 months.
Oh, okay, good. boy, he's quick. I ask him something on here. He's never quite that stingingly quick. But
he asked, "Do I need minutes?" I'm like, "No, Craig, it's okay."
Do I need minutes? he's a pro, that guy. So yeah, I watched the Baldwins on TLC. Craig and I watched it on Patreon. In fact, you can still get those episodes if you become a member. You can go watch us watch the Baldwins. And the one thing I said constantly, you can fact check me on this. I constantly said this 12-year-old girl desperately needs a podcast. I was like, particularly, what can we get her thoughts on parenting? I think that would be great. That would
Gaza,
be really.
How do you feel about Gaza?
That's what I really wanted, but they felt that was too controversial. So I said, no, we need to get her thoughts on parenting. And even more so, I'd like to get just some out-of-touch faux Hispanic lady's thoughts with 2 nannies, by the way. What would a woman that lets 2 nannies raise her kids say about parenting? That's also very interesting to me.
Wow.
Electra, how do you say nanny in Spanish?
Don't know.
How you say nanny? I don't know. El nanio?
They don't have nannies, so I don't think they have that word.
They are the nannies. They don't have the word. It doesn't exist. That's amazing. All right.
Is filled with great advice from experts and parents, but there's one thing missing from these conversations. The kids, obviously. Our goal with Growing Up Together is to empower kids and parents through having open conversations that will hopefully create a strong bond, especially during the phases where so many parent and child relationships get rocky.
So the reason the reason I give my kid a little leeway and let them choose what time to go to bed is because I think that gives them independence and they can suffer those consequences. If they stay up too late and they're tired when they go to school the next morning, that's a consequence and maybe they adjust with that. Carmen, your thoughts? I like staying up late. Oh, okay, that's very insightful, Carmen. I'm glad we have you on the program. Thank you so much.
I want ice cream.
Is Hilaria's fake accent back?
It came back, Mike. Did you hear that?
It comes and goes. It doesn't.
Okay.
There's no. It's just when she's feeling Hispanic. There's no real rhyme or reason.
Feeling it.
During the phases.
Yeah.
Because she starts out very cracker. This is a show about love, and then by the 32nd point, she is.
Hi, Columba, Carmen. Tell them what's going to happen.
This is where so many parent and child relationships get rocky.
You're always telling me how you aren't perfect, make mistakes, and are a work in progress.
I am always learning and growing, and this doesn't mean that I'm not going to have rules like
Why is your
bedtime
mom? Would it be a little uncomfortable if your mom was always like, "I'm imperfect. I'm not perfect." Like, Jesus, Ma, get it together. We got it. We understand.
And they
I'm
show
so flawed. I'm so incredibly flawed. It's like, Ma, just make us breakfast. I gotta get to
It's
school.
the weirdest guilt trip ever.
It's a little subconscious thing too, where she's going, "I will teach you how to be the best daughter ever," and then they show a picture of Alec on the couch getting jumped on by all the kids.
Please stop, Carmen.
Safety, eating well, and homework.
Whoever said parents and kids can't be friends?
Maybe it's just about showing what the right...
I mean, like everyone, pretty much. Like
God!
anyone that thinks some sort of structure would be... I mean, when you get into your 20s, you can be friends with your parents if you want. But like when you're 12, you shouldn't be like, "Oh, Mom's the chillest. She's fucking awesome. She's a great hang."
Mom keeps asking questions about my young guy friends because she says in the future she's going to make a change at Dad.
Well, yeah. Poor Alec. I don't know how much longer he has left. He's burning the candle at both ends.
Daniel Jones out there. How much time does he really have at that quarterback position? Not much.
kind of friend is. Let's lean into our kids. We don't have to have all the answers, but we are very excited to search for them with all of you on this podcast.
Come hang out with us on Growing Up Together. Bye.
Ew.
What a horrific. I mean, even Opie is not this desperate as to just get one of his kids on and be like, "So what are your thoughts? What are we doing?" I don't know. I probably stepped on this. I don't know if you heard the guest list. It's going to be other parents, experts in parenting, and other kids.
Oh, no.
So they're going to have like one of Carmen's friends on and be like, "Do you like toys? I like toys."
Let's talk about periods today, girls.
It's mixing all the worst possible podcast ideas. First of all, no offense, Electra, women talking into a microphone. We don't need any more of that. But more so, the idea of some just completely vacant celebrity that has nothing to say doing another podcast. Like, when it makes me feel like Mark Maron has a point when he talks about the amount of podcasts there are and how the market is oversaturated and everything. When you see Hilaria Baldwin trying her, I don't know, third or fourth different podcast, that's one horrible facet of the podcasting business. The other, far worse, is like, what if we got a kid involved? What if we had a kid's opinions? Mulaney has a bit about how the greatest civil rights movement in his lifetime is the civil rights of children, where like kids have all these rights now. And it's gotten to the point where we're like, it'd be really interesting to hear what Carmen Baldwin thinks about, I was going to say how she's been raised, how her nannies are raising her, I guess. That's the other thing. This is going to be heavily edited because there's going to be a lot of stuff where Carmen's like, "You didn't take us to the beach. Fucking, I can't think of a Hispanic name. Some lady took us to the beach."
Lupe.
Thank you, Electra.
Mamacita.
And it's called Growing Up Together. So that's kind of
gross.
insinuating that Hilaria isn't grown up. They're still growing up together. Like, what is this?
Yeah, which is interesting psychologically from a woman with a husband 30 years older than her. But
And 8 kids with him, you know?
yeah, but that's a big thing of hers. Sadly, I know this from watching the show and all her Instagram posts and everything. One of her big things is like, "I'm learning too. I am learning how to adjust to American culture, and I am learning in Newton, Massachusetts. We did not do two things. We spoke in no English, and we did not understand how to parent. So I am learning with my daughter how to become a parent." It's like, show some confidence. Parent your kids. It shouldn't be this group effort where the kids are... Now, anyone who watched The Baldwins with Craig and I know that the real interesting podcast is Eduardo. And if you're asking yourself, Alec and Hillary from two Irish people from the Northeast have a son named Eduardo. And yes, it's to celebrate the Spanish heritage that neither of them come from. But Eduardo did all the work around the house. He's the real interesting subject. I don't know. Carmen's been reaping the benefits of Alec being so mean to Ireland. Like, Carmen has had it easy. What you want to do is go back in time. The only interesting Baldwin kid is the one who is being called on voicemail a rotten little pig who's going to have some sense beat into her. That's the interesting podcast, not Carmen.
I think we also got to give a shout out to the Rizzler, because as a child, you're just off-putting, but he's a child that's not off-putting. He's an interesting child to watch. So
it was just 2 weeks ago or whatever that I was scolding Theo Vaughn for doing a podcast with the Rizzler. At least with Theo, it's like, this isn't my kid, so I don't really give a fuck. But also, like, there's some charm to Theo. He wasn't being abusive to the Rizzler or anything. It was more about, like, oh, Theo's kind of he's childlike, and that's the fun of this interview, whatever. It's not up to Theo to parent this child. Hilaria should have her kid taken away for this is child abuse. To not only try and make them celebrities on this horrible reality show that they did, but now be like, okay, that didn't work. We got to make this kid a star somehow. Let's make her give hard opinions on parenting. Like, you saw how that was set up. It wasn't some wacky, like, oh my God, can you believe we're doing this? They're presenting it as two equals talking to a microphone about the trials and tribulations of raising children.
Well, I think Hilaria has done her daughter a huge favor here, because in 10 or 20 years, when the therapist is like, what happened? She could just give him a DVD. Like, this happened.
It was very simple. Check Spotify.
Episode
DVD.
3.
How old is Casey? He's handing them a DVD. Here's technology that hasn't been useful in 15 years.
Hey, they still look better. Now they're dancing, Mike. They're dancing.
Oh, no. I didn't know there was more.
And they're the same height.
Did we ever get how old Carmen is? I'm pretty sure she's
11.
11. Oh,
Yeah.
good. Even younger.
Craig was close.
Craig nailed it.
You're off your game, Craig.
Are we getting another message from Carmen? Is that what this is?
No, that's it. That's all. She's
I thought I heard her voice again. Jesus.
We can hear her again if you want, but I'd refer.
No, that's okay. That's okay. It's a shame that Hilaria is doing that to her children, but we have that to look forward to. I think September 12th, they said, if I'm not mistaken. So, boy, that should be a lot of fun. I haven't gotten through her book on parenting yet. I'm making my way. It's a page turner, but I haven't quite gotten through it. Maybe after. Go ahead.
How many lady books are you reading right now?
I was going to say after we're done with Julia Fox. We'll get to Hilaria Baldwin. So, poor Alec. Yes, my daughter's a big star. She's not a little pig. She's a very good girl.
Not this one.
I've learned that. Here's what I learned about parenting. I learned it's not good to raise your nose and oink at them. I realized calling them greedy little sluts wasn't what you do when they misbehave. That's something I had to learn as a parent. So we're all growing up together in that way.
Now I send him a card.
All right. Poor Alec trying to survive in that house. But let's move on, shall we?
Where would you like to go next?
You want to talk about Matt and Shane? My boys, Matt and Shane?
Yeah, absolutely.
I worry about my guy Shane Gillis because he may have just made a very powerful enemy. I don't think he realizes what he's doing here. These guys, Matt and Shane were making fun of a couple guys, as they do. They're horsing around, they're goofing off, and they just stumbled into a war. I don't think they realized they may have tangoed with the coolest cats around. The online alpha males. So you remember King Azuli, our friend? Ben?
Oh, do I?
Yes.
So he's kind of been canceled. This pesky little minor rape allegations that popped up have they've run him off the internet, it seems. One of his rivals, however, is thriving in this moment. He's used this opportunity to usurp King Azuli in that world and really rise to power. And that man is named Ali Schaub. So I've seen Too Lazy to Try cover a lot of these alpha male guys. Wes Watson, King Azuli, Ali Schaub. By the way, shout out to Too Lazy to Try. Too Lazy to Try is an account I started following years ago, long before I started doing the Blind Mike project. And when I would watch his videos, somewhere like thousands of views, maybe like, low thousands. Some were probably even in like the hundreds back then. This video he made about Shane Gillis and Ali Schaub, as of a few days ago, had like 700,000 views. So shout out to Too Lazy to Try, who's come a long way. That's very nice to see from an account like that does a great job. And he talked about Shane Gillis and Ali Schaub. And so I went and found some of these videos that Too Lazy to Try turned me on to, because Matt and Shane were talking about alpha males in general. Ali Schaub's name came up, King Azuli's name came up, and Ali didn't take too kindly to it, it seems.
So guys, this video is for Shane who?
Shane Gillis.
This message is directly to Shane
I love that.
Gillis.
That's a great.
I want to show you guys.
Not that I've had any personal experience with it, but I love when guys are like, "I'm going to do a video just to get any kind of recognition. I'm going to talk about this guy, but I'm also going to pretend I don't know who he is."
Yeah.
Who? I am so much bigger than Shane Gillis. It's like, by the way, like, to use that as an insult is the thing. Celebrity is so splintered off. To genuinely not know someone is totally fine. Like, you could name, I'm sure, some celebrity who's big on TikTok or reality TV or whatever that I wouldn't know, but they have 30 million followers. Like, they're just a massive name. So I might ask who. But Ali Schaub does it in a way like, I'm demeaning you. I'm diminishing what you've done. Who is this guy, Shane Gillis? It's like, well, you could even know who he is and he'd not be successful. Like, I know who Ali Schaub is now, but these videos aren't getting a tremendous amount of views. So I've never understood that tactic of like, I don't even know this guy. Who is it? It's like, well, you're the one talking about him, dickhead.
Mike is displaying alpha prominence. Like, I walk into a room, I don't know anyone in this room. I am king of this room. Oh, hey, everyone. I know you all by name.
He's barely taller than the handrail.
Well, it's a good point. You made me realize something. When I ask why is Ali Schaub doing something, the answer is I'm a beta. Why would I know the answer? This is an alpha male. I forgot how alphas do things. So teach me the ways, Ali.
For Shane who?
Shane Gillis.
This message is directly to Shane Gillis. I want to show you guys a little video for everybody that's watching right here.
They're intimidating, guys. There's no intimidation. When I walk in a room, I make people love me and respect me.
It's just that. Like, when I go into a room, everyone loves and respects me. Literally, if that guy walks in the room, I'd be like, dumbass.
Listen, Shane and everybody else.
You didn't think I would pull out the big guns, did you? You didn't think I would show a video of you clowning me accurately. The gauntlet has been laid down.
I can't wait to see what
Let's watch it. Never, as a man, talk negative about another man that's not in a room. Never. That's cowardice. Big time cowardice.
I'm doing it right now.
Give me 10 seconds.
Other than this, I'm going to call you a coward. And other than that, never talk negative about another man. You
Without an
understand
accent.
other man that I don't like?
Mikey's a hypocrite. I'm saying it. I'm putting it out there.
So many rules to be a man. Jeez.
It's why I've never gotten in the game, Electra. It's why I'm such a pussy boy. I'm not a rule follower.
You stay in beta land. It's nice and peaceful. No one bothers you.
You would think that would be a beta thing to follow rules, you know? That's a good point, that there are so many rules to being a man.
Yeah.
If you're going to talk about a man and he's not in present, you talk positive about him. The weakest man on earth talk.
All right, well, so Osama bin Laden's not here right now, so I guess I'll just say, I mean, he had an interesting fashion sense.
You like some interesting music? You like pop music? That was nice, huh?
Speak positively of him. He knew how to handle his women. I know that much about Mr. Bin Laden.
Also, Mike, we're going to have to cancel podcasting because if we're going to have to speak positive about someone in the room, that's it for podcasting.
If Osama bin Laden's not here, then all I can really say about him is he's a heck of a planner. The guy has a thought and he follows through with it. Now, if he were here, I might have some more choice words. But I'm a man. I gotta stick to the rules.
He's got like 30 kids. The boy can fuck. That's the one thing we know about Bin Laden. So they can fuck like a motherfucker.
Talk negative about any man that's not in the room. No matter if he's guilty, whatever. Don't be talking about men in a negative way. Period.
Out of here.
The eagle. The eagle is the best part of the whole thing. That's a male. That's alpha. Eagle's alpha.
Jeffrey Dahmer, I got a lot to say about him, but all I can say now, since he's not in the room, is he was a member of the LGBT community, and I'm sure life was a struggle for him. It's amazing that he got as far as he did.
Mike, I think we found a new guy. This guy is tickling me everywhere. Oh my God.
Well, here's the I pray, and for a number of reasons, for society, but really more for this channel. I just hope we're not going to now find that the guy's a rapist. You know, that's what happened with King Azuli, is we talked about him, we had a good time, and then everyone messaged me and was like, there's a real darkness here you might want to talk about. And I was like, God, come on.
Well, there's some sacrifices when you're an alpha, and a lot of those are women's rights, unfortunately.
So, what's interesting is, and I think this happens with a lot of people that find Matt and Shane's secret podcast, is you come for Shane Gillis and you realize, you know who I actually like is Matt McCusker. And that's what happened to Ali Schaub. He was charmed by the shaman. It's actually, it's kind of enlightening. I like it. It makes you like Ali Schaub a little more, is he appreciates the good shaman here. But Shane Gillis, not so much. So this is, I think, again, it's not him finding them. He obviously knew about this clip before. He does this weird thing where he makes these like shorts. I can't tell. I'm not an Ali Schaub expert yet. I just saw the Too Lazy to Try video and went and did my best cursory research that I could. These shorts are on his channel. There's no longer form podcast that they seem to be clipped from. So I don't know if he just goes on to make. Yeah, he just makes these short videos, maybe.
Yeah, they're exactly 3 minutes, or right under 2:59. So that gets put into the shorts, but it's like, you know, it looks like a real show. So everyone does the same thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna hit follow and subscribe because this is a show, and then there's no show. This is the 3 minute thing.
Right.
The show.
Right. So let's hear. So this is Ali Schaub reacting to a clip that he's clearly already seen before, but he's gonna pretend I don't even know who these guys are. I'm not interested in their ways, their chicanery.
Every time you talk like that, it's like Coach HP walks into the room. I swear to God.
I have like three voices. I have Alec Baldwin, Coach HP, and maybe I only have two. I got those two.
Oh, Baggy Monster, come on.
And the Baggy Monster, yeah.
Do you guys you know King Azuli at all?
So they're a bunch of comedians or something?
Yeah.
What are these? A bunch of funny guys? All right, make me laugh.
The shape of his head has got me going, Mike. You can't see this, but it is very odd.
Like a jelly bean.
There's no intimidation when I walk in a room. I make people love me and respect me. They find the humorous.
They're just smoking cigars and be like, I'm the strongest man in the world. I am cool.
Yeah, I'm cool. Come smoke a $100 cigar.
That's great, by the way. He just said he made how much today? What did he say?
No, he goes, yeah, I'm cool. Come smoke this $100 cigar.
Oh, okay. Oh, that is really cool that he spent $100 once. Wow. But that's what makes a great lolcow is literally, and we're watching it in real time, which is somewhat rare. Watching him watch Matt and Shane, watch him, or watch King Azuli or whatever, and like laugh at him and go, this guy thinks he's cool, and him go, with no irony, no sense of like laying into the joke or anything, he goes, I am cool. What is this? What is happening here? I am cool. Why? They're saying I'm cool, but it seems like they're doing it with almost a sardonic nature. What is this?
Mike, I cannot, and the chat cannot get over this guy's hairline and his face. It really does look like you face swap DJ Khaled's face over like a Marine.
Really?
Like, what the hell is going on with the hairline? It's
That's
set
what
back
it takes to be a man. That is Rule 37 of being a man.
His head's kind of shaped like an
Even my hairline is afraid of me.
It is. It's running.
Respects me. Literally, if that guy walked in the room, I'd be like, dumbass.
Who's this face? I don't like him.
There's a guy. I sent you the reel. Yeah, I think
There's a guy. I don't like him. Who is this guy? Who is this man?
I always wondered what Fidel Castro would be like hosting a podcast. Like, this guy's amazing.
I forget.
Wouldn't a guy at least pretend, like a man's man, pretend to be able to laugh at themselves?
No time for laughing.
You know what I mean? Would that not be a man's quality? I guess not, right? That's beta
If
shit.
you're not, yeah, if you're you have time to laugh, you have time to do push-ups. Like,
my
that's-
God,
That's
he
what
just
betas do. They
grabbed-
take a joke in stride.
He just grabbed his crotch so forcefully. Is that alpha?
yeah.
That's very
Pretty-
alpha.
That's alpha, yeah.
That's as alpha as it gets.
Oh,
Yeah,
good.
then, yeah, you spread that smell over the room. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Everyone breathes you in. That's alpha.
Forgive me, brother, but I forget the guy from Iran's name, but he's another. They look like twins. They're just jacked.
Hold on. The guy from Iran? No. First of all, my name is Ali Soba, and don't forget that. I'm Lebanese American, proud. I'm from Detroit,
Oh, he's
and
gay.
also I live in
How
Orlando.
does he have? This might be a completely ignorant question. Why is his accent so thick? If he was born in Detroit, is that crazy? Is that a crazy question? I'm being serious.
My guess is that
Just grew up in a heavy Lebanese community, or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you grow up in those communities. The schools even have dual languages, so you can speak your home language. God bless.
Because it is, it turns out Matt is wrong. He did grow up in Michigan, but I would have thought the same thing just hearing his accent.
Maybe he's a big fan of Hilaria. I don't know.
Two. Let's continue with this video after we correct it.
They did a podcast where they tried to best. It's like a philosophical debate. They're just like,
Might have to settle this trial by
brother,
combat.
if you want the problem,
Yes,
then
I've
no
watched
problem.
these guys,
Yes.
yes.
I think they get in a fight. They'll argue and it makes.
Who's the
literally
guy
doesn't
talking,
make
Justin?
sense. They're fighting each other. Like,
They
you
don't know
think
what
you're
the fuck
big and
they're
bad, brother? I'm the
I like
baddest
Matt.
in town.
He seems like a cool guy.
Now the shaman makes some good points. He is probably more into psychedelics, and I think he has a good take on the world. And like this fatter man seems like a guy that would disrespect Asian Americans and lose a big opportunity. That's what he seems like to me.
Say, look at this fat man's face. Does he have Downs? Is this man a Down syndrome man?
I bet no one ever points that out.
Well, because King Azuli was like, I walk in and people fear me. He's like, you are wrong. People should love you, not fear you. He's like, oh, I know that. I do.
Matt is cool. The other guys.
He really don't start it. Israel never starts, but we
McCusker is charming. You know, I think that is the
guys.
main takeaway. Where, like, even in Shane's when Shane got canceled, people were like, "Who's this other guy?" There's something about him that I like, and that's what's happening with Ali Sobe right now.
Yeah, every duo needs a good cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
Who's on first?
Step on anyone's head to oppose him.
You damn sure I will.
But in the meantime, they're also just like, a real man leads with peace, not war. And he's like, when you want peace, you must war first. It's so f***ing funny. Oh, man. Everyone in the comments is like, I literally thought you were...
This guy's good. I'm going to check out The Speed of Light on YouTube. I hear he just recorded a new special. Yes, I'm very excited. I wish Stoner Dads would come back. I like this Matt McCusker.
Yes, send them a coupon to our brain powder.
His wife is African American. That's very alpha. He's exploring the races.
Yeah, no, we're not the same guys.
There's people in there goading them on, clearly being preach, brother, you got it, tell him we need this fight to happen.
Yeah, make it happen, someone.
It's gonna be awesome. The podcast comes out in 2 days. I cannot f***ing wait, dude. I'm so excited. I'm literally like, I think July 2nd. I wanted to get him on. Someone beat me to the punch. Having him on would be
It's not
so
too late.
funny.
At the podiums?
Well, Matt, since I am such a big fan, maybe I will come on. Perhaps you get Tim Butterly involved.
Yes, but you keep that retard off when I am on.
They're saying literally nothing different. Like Matt's talking, and Shane's like, "I agree," and he's like, "Well, I like the one guy. I don't like the fat man."
Well, they need to,
Let's run it.
I'm gonna watch it if they have anything unresolved, which I have a feeling there might be some unresolved things.
Yeah, there's still some shit that's unresolved.
It looks like they're into the same exact shit.
Literally, they're the same exact
Do they have cool cars?
Probably.
Yeah, I got cool
That's the other thing.
cars.
We're not even commenting on what Matt and Shane are commenting on. The great thing is, like, this guy has beef with King Azuli, and it's two guys going like, "Well, I've fought 30 men before," and the other guy's like, "I've fought 35 men at one time before," and they're like, "Yes, but my 30 men had guns," and the guy's like, "My 35 men had bombs strapped to their chest." It's the same guy arguing with himself, which is great. And Ali says there's no awareness, and that's what the beauty of a lot of these guys. And kind of the amazing thing is that's never shaken out of them. There's never a moment where they're like, "Oh yeah, this video I made was a little douchey," or "I'm not going to point out the price of my cigar while they're calling me a douchebag."
Beta thoughts.
Yeah,
Those are beta thoughts, Mike.
Exactly.
And your gumpy ass won't fit in it.
You know, it's cool, man. You know, sometimes you need humor to relate a message. You know, so these guys.
And as you can see here, I'm taking it all in good stride.
Comedy.
Want me on their show? We'll make a little bet. I'll pay for my plane ticket if I don't make you eat those words. Who's the big guy? The big guy? Shane. And if I make you say I'm sorry on the show, you pay for my ticket. All right?
Yes, that's good humor. I will come and try and intimidate you, and you will give me money. We all need a laugh once in a while.
Yeah, a little alpha male man with tattoos. You're gonna meet a D1 college lineman. Have fun with that. Bounty.
See you guys.
Oh, the bird.
You guys.
Bird.
I just like that he started, like, he came around on Matt McCusker, and I think that's good progress, you know? Now, it is weird that Matt and Shane were saying the exact same thing. And I was like, well, I like one of them. But Brett, that's alpha. I'm learning from this guy. That's alpha behavior. You walk in and you knock out the biggest guy, the most respected guy there, you know? Shane has all the accolades. He has all the attention. You go after that guy and you buddy up with the lesser known guy. That's what makes you cool as an alpha. I'm learning.
I mean, I could just see him alphaing Shane right out of the picture.
Yes. And the Matt and Allie secret podcast.
Today we look at my cause. That's going to be amazing. Let's do that.
Two alphas. So shout out to Too Lazy to Try. Thank you for showing me Ali Sobe. We might keep an eye on him in the future. Because like I said,
he's a superstar.
We wanted to look at King Azuli, and then the pesky rape thing happened. So, yeah.
Yeah, but does being not accused of rape make him less alpha? We
Definitely.
got to consider
that's
that.
clear. Yes, that's clear. But
I mean, Electra, don't hate me after that last sentence, and please read this super chat.
Saucepan 199. A Daniel Jones reference. Casey needs week 1 bad.
That's right.
He's jonesing.
That's right.
Hold on.
Thank you. Yeah, he did it.
Yeah.
I was hovering. I couldn't.
I heard a hail almost come out there, Casey.
It started. I pulled it back.
You stifled it.
Speaking of back, guess who's back? Stut John.
Who's back? Oh, Stuttering. You want to go to Stuttering John next?
Well, no, I'm just. Where do you want to go,
We'll do this is quick. We'll talk about Stuttering John real quick. This was actually kind of sad. Another sad topic today.
So sad.
This bummed me out. Because, and I'll admit, I got to be the first to raise my hand and admit, with Stuttering John, I would be a little namby-pamby, and I'd be like, what do we even talk? I'm done talking about this guy. And then like 2 weeks later, I would miss him. And I realized I have an addiction, you know? That's the problem with addicts is sometimes they don't, the first step is admitting it, they say. And so I've tried to come to grips with that and be honest and forefront. I had a Stuttering John addiction for some time, and I've curbed it to a degree, but I still miss him. Like the heyday of Stuttering John, I miss it. Those were good times, man. And you start to think, oh, maybe it's coming back. He's suing Carl and Shuley, apparently. They'll finally be destitute. John's going to take everything they have. It's about time. It's all coming together. And then John went live yesterday. So he did a Politics Plus with Richard Ojeda and Brian Karam, right?
Yes.
I didn't watch that. I watched the more bizarre. I actually messaged Casey and was like, what's happening right now? because there was a show on Stuttering John's channel with just the letter J up for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a blank screen with just some logo. I don't know what it's supposed to be really even.
Just his name. It's just his first name and
like his YouTube icon or something. Yeah,
that's all it is. Yeah.
So John goes live and just like, I'm just trying to get. I don't want to lose my monetization, so here's an hour. And then he just does an hour, and it was depressing. And even I say depressing, not because of John's attitude or output or anything like that. I say depressing because John, even at his worst, was always entertaining. But this makes me think, is the lemon finally dry? Is the lemon finally all squeezed out? Will we be able to talk about Stuttering John ever again? Is it done?
It feels
because that's all this live stream made me think is like. And by the way, I popped in to see if he was live. was like 100 and something people. Like there was no one there. So I don't
Yeah,
know. Are we done with John?
Well, he left long enough to people found other locales and things that interest them. You know, a Karmic X came along. Like the vacuum has been filled. So when he tries to come back in, the space isn't the same. You know, like people would rather watch other things. And who is this?
It was a bummer. It was a bummer, almost to the degree I didn't even bother to. I just figured we'd play a couple clips to acknowledge it, and if anyone has any other details, they can chime in the chat or whatever. But this was just depressing. He comes on, he stumbles in drunk. His camera's not on.
So drunk.
And like I said, that's classic John, right? We're right back to it. Oh, the other thing is that probably made this lackluster. He can't talk about Carl or Shuli. Yeah. And he's actually obeying that. Like their names came up a couple times. Yeah, he had what's the guy's name?
Clearwater Chad really tried, yeah.
Yeah, Clearwater Chad is on, and he mentioned the dues payer and Lady K, and John just skips right over that. I guess to his credit, you can tell he really thinks this is going to be the lawsuit that takes those guys down because he's taking it very seriously.
Oh my God, it's not like there's a gag order on the case. He can talk about that.
Carl and Julie have talked about it to a degree. I mean, like, they're not getting into specifics, but yeah, you can say it exists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a strategy for Carl and Shuli should be to talk about it a lot. Because every time they talk about it and get close to the line, guess whose attorney has to bill John to make sure that's good
That's
again.
a good point, yeah.
The strategy is to bleed him by talking about him forever.
I will say, if you want to call John smart, maybe it's growth that he probably has a hard and fast rule. Like if he talks about it even a little bit, he's not going to be able to help himself. So probably smart that he just stays away from it altogether. But let's hear this first, just depressing clip.
Yeah,
like this was a bummer.
Lackluster. You called it lackluster, and that is
a real bummer.
I'm not blocking anybody, really. I just wanted to try and see if I can get my mic to work, but it's not working. But it is.
Remember when his mic never worked, and those are the best. He'd be turning it on, and I could never figure anything out. It was great. But this was just like, that's fine, John. Whatever. Leave your mic like that. It's no big deal. Who gives a shit? I'll just move on.
He's got the free StreamYard.
Yep, free StreamYard. This is
real nice.
This is Jake Hudson level. Mike, we're at Jake Hudson level.
Yeah.
Drunk Jake Hudson.
Guys, again. Oh, this is good. How many brewskis are you deep, John? Probably like 5.
That means 10.
I'd say 5.
Right, what are you, probably 5? You lost count? Just say 5, but even if it's 6 or 4, who gives a fuck?
Well, this is my 6th, I think. Skill!
6.
All right, and then I had 4 before I started counting, so I guess we're in the double digits. Whatever.
This makes me
even
think
he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, this makes me think seeing like Babe Ruth live would actually suck, right? Because like you have I had a memory of John of being like at least slightly entertaining, and our hate made that come out. And this is all this is, this is not.
Well, no, you're right. We lived through these. It's more like seeing Lou Gehrig live. This is Lou at the end, unfortunately. This is just a sad demise that we're watching here. Yeah, so we only have one other clip, and this is where it got really pathetic, where like he's jealous of Aaron Imholt.
Yeah,
this is brutal.
Yeah. I never cared about the guy. I had no idea, and I think that's the demise of the Dabbleverse, if you will, because I can give a shit about Steel Toe. I don't even know what the fuck he ever did.
Like I said, Steel Toe was never famous. He was not on, like Kevin was on Saturday Night Live. You were on the Tonight Show, and Howard Stern. He wasn't on. He was kicked out of the. He was a boxer, and he was kicked out of that. And same with Lady K.
I always wonder. You guys can hear Clearwater Chad speak, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Because the few times I've heard him, I've always wondered, like, am I the only one hearing this? It seems almost like so boring that I can't imagine. It's like antimatter. Like I can't imagine it's being picked up by other ears. It's so incredibly dull.
Is he just the ultimate kiss ass?
I don't really know what he is even. Like he's just
no one does. No one does.
He's there to service John, but he's also trolling John.
Everything is just subscribe to my channel. That's all it's about for him. He'll do
Clearwater Chad was the perfect John lackey to have on this episode, because even he's a guy, like, he inspires no reaction. Like Rob Saul, you could be like, he's a piece of shit, he's a dick. Clay Dabbler, you can call annoying or whatever. Clearwater Chad is just there. And you're just like, oh yeah, there he is.
I love
and it's
this
the perfect
too.
encapsulation. Yeah.
It says no super chats will be read under $4.99, and then he's reading a $1.99 super chat from my lost interest.
That's the John. That's the John we love. There he is.
Yes, but there's no energy to that. He doesn't even embarrass himself. It's just on the screen. You don't even get to goof on him, really.
That is a great catch. I like
Lady K is a failed marketing man. He's kicked out of the marketing department of his little company, so now he has to broadcast and stream for nickels.
Actually.
Yeah, but I just never understood, like...
That's all true. I like that there's never... I guess John King isn't allowed to talk about Carl. But I guess even if someone was shitting on me mercilessly, and Casey trying to be a good little boy, like, kisses my ass. And like, say Carl, just the best example. Say Carl was going after me, and Casey was like, he was a failed marketing guy that streams for nickels. I would have to. Well, that's not. Well, his channel's bigger than mine, and I think he did. I think he left marketing because his podcast was doing so well. Like, there's no moment for any of these people of like, all right, well, you can't just say anything. Like, there has to be some basis in fact. Otherwise, what are we doing here? If all of it is bullshit, then what's the point of any of it? None of it makes sense.
Well, it's a troll on Carl, because Carl clearly doesn't have the time in his day to go correct the record on all of these, right? Because he's building a business that's more successful than all these fuckers. And so they just get a lie.
The idea, like, Clearwater Chad is like kissing John's ass there, but it's actually like to John's detriment.
Correct.
It's like, no one's going to listen to anything you say if you don't clarify that, you know?
My guess is Rocco or whoever kind of controls Clearwater Chad, and I think it's Rocco. That's my guess. And I think Rocco is like, hey, here's a couple things. Try to get him to talk about Shuli. Try to get him to talk about Carl. And so that was the mission. This guy is always on a mission.
Yes.
Why everyone's obsessed with Steel Toe? I mean, it seems...
You're obsessed Clearwater Chad starts going, how about Lady K? And he's like, why are you always talking about Steel Toe? No one was, man. You brought it up twice now.
Yeah. And you left. This is your fault. We're talking about Steel Toe.
Right.
Just see...
Come back. We'll probably still be talking about Steel Toe.
He, like, Pinky, talk about it. I'm like, I don't care.
I know. Like I said, they have no content.
That's great. I love that way of, like, walking through life. Like, if I was talking to Casey and I was like, I don't get why you care about the Oregon Ducks. Why are you always talking about the Oregon Ducks? I don't care about them. You shouldn't like them. It's not something I'm interested in. Why do you care? I don't care about them. Why are you watching them every week? It's the most self-absorbed way to go through life, where he's like, but I don't understand why these other people are interested in something if I don't care about it.
I know you were joking, but I've never been angrier at you in that moment. But I've let it go.
That Shuli, I don't know who could trust him, but you can't trust a Shuli, in my opinion. His show is down in the swamp, in the gutters, and in the garbage.
Yeah, I don't have any comment on any of those guys, but I do know that I should give it.
What did Tabba Benedict tell me to say here?
What did that guy who killed that guy driving drunk, my lawyer, say to do here? Because that's the guy you want to listen to.
If Clearwater Chad is like, Shuli's a dick. Didn't Carl call John like a slur the other day?
I think so. Oh, yeah. The F word, I think.
He called, yeah. And John's like, I can't talk about those guys. It'll blow the case wide open.
I like the lawyers giving Carl that advice. Listen, you can't say anything about the case. The F word all day. Yeah, all day, please. So even the receptionist out front wants you to do it. We all want that.
Just call him a big homo. That's above board. That's my legal advice.
Yes.
Shit about Steel Toe. Yeah, so he swung for a little while. Who gives a shit? There's plenty of people who swung.
Right. I agree with you 100%.
Chad, I'm sure you...
It's amazing.
There's plenty of people who swung.
And he was. Did you watch the whole thing where he was asking Clearwater Chad about like his sexual life and what positions he liked?
Again, it was like
too much.
But it was even something where maybe in the past we could have played it, but I was just like, who gives a fuck with this guy?
Wants
Nobody
that
knows.
image in their head. Nobody. Ew.
This guy no one knows, hasn't had sex in 10 years. Who gives a shit? And it's like John thinks he's Howard, where it's like he could make that interesting.
100%. I thought that on my walk when I was listening to it. I'm like, he's doing, like, no one's doing Howard anymore. So he's like, I'll do Howard.
Right. I can have some virgin on or some guy who doesn't get laid, and I can make that interesting. But this is how John made it interesting. Clearwater Chad would be like, I've only had sex with one woman in my entire life. And John would go, what?
Yeah.
What?
Hold up. Wait a sec.
Some things you just can't make interesting.
He'd go, you're telling me, I don't know, doesn't that seem like not a lot of times? And it's like,
That's exactly what he said.
yes, very good, John. you're grasping it. That's good, buddy.
He got the setup of Howard, but not the punchline. That's a rough spot to be in.
Yeah, so it was fucking depressing, man. It was sad to watch. And, like I've been guilty of saying like, oh, we talk too much about John. We should all stop talking about John. I've been guilty of that before. And now I don't think it'll be a problem now. I got what I asked for. And, I'm made to eat a serving of humble pie. I've been humbled by this experience because I realized, you don't realize you're in the good old days when you're actually in them. And that's the sad
100%.
thing. That's a lesson I've learned here today, watching John at his absolute lowest.
It will never come back. That's it.
Yeah.
Show's
It's
up.
a shame.
Yeah.
Well, we soldier on. We move on to other things, other bigger and better things, I suppose. So
That's right. Where would you like to go next? We have some loyalty issues with the Schaubinator, or we have some skanks.
We'll talk about skanks first. They kind of tie in together a little bit. They're covering similar topics. But I want to get Tony Hinchcliffe's response to Mark Maron first. Tony Hinchcliffe, as well as David Tell, Sal Vulcano, and Joe DeRosa. We're all on Legion of Skanks this week, with Kill Tony being at MSG. Another big, I think it's going to be the Netflix episode, I believe. The next Netflix Kill Tony will be that episode they shot at Madison Square Garden. Lewis brings up Mark Maron. This was a topic we talked about. Jeff Dye responding to Maron on Legion of Skanks a couple weeks ago. And so you can tell it's a topic that Lewis is interested in because when he has these guys on, he makes sure to bring it up. So this is Tony's response, finally, to Mark Maron's thoughts on the Austin comedy scene.
Well, Tony, what's going on? Do you not like Mark Maron? Does he not like you? What was that? What was that all about?
Whoa, just dropping a big one there. I mean...
Is there a beef with you and Mark Maron?
I mean, I don't ever acknowledge these guys, these mentally ill people, when they, go online and start talking about me and my friends and calling us Nazis.
Yeah, but Tony, you're funny enough. Why do you have to spit on trans people in the middle of your act every show?
Is Mark Maron saying we're Nazis and stuff? Is that the thing?
I don't think it's us. I don't think Mark knows we're friends with Tony.
Sure, but I'm saying he's saying people are Nazis.
Jay wants to make it about him.
Yeah, I like the Jay. He's like, is Mark saying that we're all really successful guys that don't deserve it? And Lewis is like, well, no. It's just Tony, I think. Maybe Dave could be lumped into that.
I have no comment on that, man.
You got to get over it, man. Jay did nothing wrong to you. You got duped by some guy. It's not Jay's fault. Get past it.
Where's fingernail?
Big gay Okerton.
Well, he finds out you guys are at 900 episodes. He's going to do a new special.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not going to be happy about that.
No. So what's his beef with you?
I mean, look, man, the couple guys out of LA that now, are at the Comedy Store that have talked shit when they have, their once every 3 or 4 years special that they do when they come out like a groundhog and do something that people might see.
Kind of a weak opening response from Tony. That's kind of the model they should be doing, only a special every 3 or 4 years. He shouldn't just shit out content because the clock has hit zero. Like, not a great start, but he'll get there. We'll see if he can come up with something better than that.
Their new thing is like
suck on that, Pauly Shore. I read between the lines. I read between the lines.
And
Marin, Jeselnik, they all are on multiple episodes of Kill Tony. They've always smiled right to my face.
Phonies.
They all fancy enough, coincidentally, never leave a Bales when they know I'm going to LA.
Wow.
They're never around.
Wait, are they? Jeselnik also came in.
Now Hinchcliffe has hit upon something. Like I said, maybe he'll get there, and I think he did. This is my problem with the whole Marin thing, is you're going around talking all this shit. And then, when first of all, you've been on these shows that are ruining society. Like, they think Kill Tony is the downfall of America because they'll have retarded people on to do comedy, and they'll make jokes about trans people some of the time. Like, that's apparently the downfall of natural society. And Tony points out, they were on the fucking show. The show's not any different than it was. It's just now become cool because Tony is filthy rich off of it, and because they got a Netflix deal and they're the #1 podcast and it gets millions of views, now it's cool to shit on that product. Like, if you've always hated Kill Tony and thought it sucked, whatever, great. But don't be a complete phony. Go on the show multiple times to hawk your wares, to promote your own bullshit. And then when it becomes trendy to shit on it, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, it's the downfall of society. Oh yeah, Tony's got an ego. I got news for you. Tony's always had an ego. He has a terrible ego problem. It's the most unlikable quality I've ever seen in a comedian, Tony's ego. It's crazy. But he's been able to overcome that and have a very successful product. So, like, he had that when you guys were on the show. Why didn't you call it out then? And the other point that he makes, like, hey, weirdly, every time Tony's in LA, they're not at the Comedy Store. It's because they have this problem, but they know if they saw him, they'd be like, hey, Tony, how's it going? If they went on the Joe Rogan Experience, they'd be like, no, I know, Joe, it's not you. It's actually, weirdly, Joe, here talking to you, it's actually not you I have the problem with. It's all these other people that aren't in the room right now. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? I kind of misrepresented. I said you were the problem. It's actually all these other people that aren't here to call me out on my bullshit right now. So that's where I call out Marin and Jeselnik, and where Tony rightfully does here, is like, it's just phony. Like, it's fraudulent shit that they wouldn't say to their faces. And we heard that with Marin. We just did a Why You Laughing episode where Marin talked to Rogan in the early days of that podcast. And it was the same thing where they had a polite, civil conversation. And now when people say, why don't you talk to Joe or one of these other guys, Marin's like, why? Why would I? It's like, well, because then your shtick would be done and you'd realize they're decent guys.
Like, Ali Soap wouldn't appreciate any of this. This is not alpha.
No, it's very beta ways to behave by Tony and Mark. Ali Soap would not like any of this.
I Kill Tony?
Yeah, Jeselnik. Well,
They've both done multiple appearances on Kill Tony, all pre-pandemic when we were in LA, and yeah, and when they want to push things, they.
No, but I'm
talk
asking
shit.
more like, did he recently say something about Kill Tony?
Yeah, I think Jeselnik's taking a bunch of shots, right?
When he had a special to promote. Now he's going to be gone for a few years, and you know, while I put out 2.5 hours of comedy content every week, and you know, I don't blame them. You know, if the shoe was on the other foot, if I was them, I would maybe you know, I'd be mentally on. Maybe I would do it too.
He did make a compelling argument.
Yeah, so like, that is true, that for all the bullshit, it's like Marin and Jeselnik are both profiting off of their names. All this shit talk was like a calculated ploy that they both did. It's weird they both did the same thing, is they each went on every podcast that would have them and would go out of their way to bring up Hinchcliffe and Rogan and Andrew Schultz and Theo Vaughn and all these people. Like, it was part of their thing. And I don't know if Marin... Jeselnik might be in touch enough with that stuff to just be like, I'm just promoting my comedy spot. Like, yeah, like Jeselnik might be calculated enough to literally just do it as a marketing thing, where he's like, I don't really give a fuck about any of this. Because Jeselnik also does make some good points about the comedy, the state of comedy in general. So like, maybe he's still got his wits about him. Marin, you can just see it's an unhinged, bitter tyrant. Like, we played the clip with him and Howie Mandel the other day, where he can't even stomach bringing up Joe Rogan's name. Like, Howie Mandel goes, do you really think the comedians have that much impact? And Marin goes, Joe Rogan! Oh! Like, he couldn't even get Rogan out of his mouth, where he was just like so frustrated. And so Marin is like this unhinged, bitter guy, whereas Jeselnik might be a little more calculated in what he's doing. But Tony's right. Is like, was the show that different 5 years ago when Maron and Jeselnik were on? Was it so totally different that now they can stick their nose up at it and have this higher ground to stand on? I don't think so. Like, if you go back and watch old episodes, you could say, oh, it was better back then. There wasn't as much pomp and circumstance around it. It was a little more raw. But like the show as a concept, was it so different then? And why didn't you have a problem then? Why didn't Mark Maron, this pioneer of righteousness in comedy, this enlightened voice that should be the way that all other comedians follow, when he was on Kill Tony, why wasn't he like, hey, this is wrong what you're doing here, and it'll eventually lead to the downfall of society? It's weird. He could have warned them. It's a shame he didn't.
We get some more Maron in this next clip.
Yeah, so he's specifically talking a little more about Maron in this one, who's the flavor of the day. All these comedy podcasts are talking about him, including us.
He had a special to promote, and he's ending his podcast, Maron.
Yeah.
He's ending it because literally no one's listening to it.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know if you look at the charts at all. No, it's a thing. No one listens to it.
I just don't get being worked up about the stuff ever to be like this, to go like publicly be like, this scene sucks. Like,
Yeah,
give
and
a
he
shit
also
about
calls
it.
everybody a hack, and then he talks about Trump for 3/4 of his special, calling him bad orange man, and then talks about his sad cats like he has for 45 years. So
That's what bothers me the most. As the mayor of Hacktown, which I call myself at home. Yeah. This loosely throwing the H word around, I don't like it. All right? You got to earn your bones as a hack. All right? Up, Chuck. Get him up there. Let's see it.
I thought the person who handled it very well with Maron's, because he's going on kind of the tour of like everything in podcasting and comedy sucks. What's his name? Howie Mandel, of all people. I thought it was good. Because Howie Mandel was like, you're basically giving him like you're just old. And you're supposed to kind of feel this way, but like, everything's fine.
He went after Howie Mandel after that a little bit.
No, did he really?
He did an interview after that, and they brought up the Mandel thing, and he kind of trashed Howie.
What happened with Howie?
Isn't
Can
it
you
a
show us
weird-
that? Isn't it a weird position to be in? To be like, listen, man, I'm terrified of microscopic germs, and you're being a bit much.
Yeah, Howie Mandel did a great job, and I haven't heard that. I didn't know. I couldn't find the interview DeRosa was talking about. I don't know if that's true or not. But that is Maron's MO, where he'll have a nice conversation, and at the end of it be like, we're not so different, you and I. And then the next place he'll be like, oh, that guy's terrible. Like Craig and I played that clip where Ricky Gervais's name comes up. And Maron goes, ugh, what a bore.
What?
You know that if Ricky Gervais sat down with Mark Maron and had an interview, Maron would do that thing where he's like, I don't agree with everything, but you've had a prolific television career, and he would kiss his ass. And that's what I really don't respect about Maron, is if you're going to talk this level of shit. And by the way, I get it's different when you're talking to the person. You're not going to be necessarily as harsh. But Maron is saying, he doesn't have to be as harsh. Maron is saying these guys are contributing to the end of society. He's like, there's a scary thing that's happening that all centers around the Austin comedy scene. Like, Maron is a doomsday prepper, saying we got to do something about these guys. They're ruining everything. And then when faced with a chance to talk to them, he's like, no, I'd rather not. And that's a tremendous coward. Like, that's something I don't respect at all. Is like, have your opinions, but go on and talk to them. Even if you're going to be a pussy about it, still go on and talk to them. And eat crow. You know what I mean? Like, go on to Rogan, have Rogan slap you around like a little bitch if you think that's what's going to happen, or whatever it is. Like, be a pussy about it, but at least face that consequence rather than talking all this shit. And then when the opportunity arises, when it's brought up, hey, you guys should have a conversation, go, no, I'd rather not. Like, that's just pure cowardice.
Yeah, my policy is if you're going to say it behind their back, say it the same way to their face. Don't be a weirdo and change your whole-
Here's the crazy thing. Here's where I'd even go beyond that, because we all shit talk people in life, whatever. Like, and a lot of the people you shit talk are your friends. And it's like, maybe when you're with a group of friends and one isn't around, you'd make fun of them a little harsher than if they were there. This is not behind someone's back. This is on a podcast.
True,
like,
true.
Maron is going out of his way to make sure that this gets back to Joe Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe and all these guys. He's saying it into a microphone. They're not at the Comedy Cellar table, and he's like, I think like what Rogan's doing is bad for society. And then Joe Rogan walks in, and he's like, hey, Joe, Like, we're all guilty of shit like that. Maron's going out of his way to say it into a microphone, and then like, would you say it to Joe? No, absolutely not.
Right.
It's like, well, then what are we doing? What is any of this?
Next up,
Right.
Austin.
Yeah, so this is a little more about, and this, by the way, is when you're pontificating and waxing poetic and you're a comedian, this is probably how it should be handled a little more, because I think Joe DeRosa chimes in about the Austin scene, but also makes a good point.
My only problem with it, and this is very sincere. My only problem with it is people can like what they like or hate what they hate. Sure. Comedy is fucking hard enough, man. And Austin is 95% struggling comics that are there to try to fulfill this insane thing that we're all trying to do.
Fucking DeRosa's Carlton Banks not getting into a black sorority right now.
But you know what I mean? Like guys going out and shitting on Austin and like, and it's the scene. It's like, it's fucking hard enough, man, you know?
Shut up, Joe. You're not the mayor of Austin.
You moved there 6 months ago, you
I listened to
you own a house in Pennsylvania.
I listened to you on Bennington give your dissertation on Austin. All right. Everyone is just trying, man, on this crazy little marble we're spinning on through space, trying to make people laugh for a living.
Yeah, you're right. I suck. I thought he was going to say, like, and they're all struggling comics. I mean, they don't even know how to write a joke. So I finally found a town where I'm George Carlin. I mean, awesome. I blow them away every night. Every night I blow them
They know it's funny, Joe?
away.
So, like, the reason I wanted to include that clip is, like, first of all, I think Joe makes a good point about Austin, where it is, like, if you watch that show, there's people that bomb just as hard on Kill Tony. And I have my thoughts about whether or not Kill Tony is good for comedy. Ultimately, I think it can be detrimental to young stand-ups like Cam Patterson, people that get exposed too quickly. But, like, it can also be a great thing for people that have been trying to promote themselves and find an audience. But what I will say about that show is, like, there's people on there that bomb just as hard, whether they're telling pro-Trump jokes or anti-Trump jokes or trans jokes or whatever. Like, there are people that bomb on that show doing any kind of material. And I went to an open mic at the Comedy Mothership, upstairs at the Comedy Mothership, and there were gay comedians and liberal comedians and people of color, and there was not this thing where it was all Ali Schaub. There was all like alpha white men, you know, like that didn't exist really, as much as Maron tries to paint it as that. But the other reason I wanted to include that clip is, like, that's ultimately what real comedy conversations should be. And that's the road that the tough crowd guys at the Comedy Cellar table paved. And that's why I think Colin Quinn is so important to comedy. Because, like, this is what Maron should have been facing on every podcast. People are like, oh, Maron takes himself too seriously. Every person takes themselves too seriously at times. It's human nature. When you feel very passionate about an issue, ultimately you're going to end up sounding like you're taking it too seriously. But what Maron has never faced, what none of these guys have ever done, Howie Mandel did a little bit, but like what the Bad Friends guys and all these other shows that Maron has gone on, there's never a moment of going like, oh, shut the fuck up, Mark. You're taking yourself too seriously. Because as a comedian, maybe that would snap him out of it. Like, there's been no pushback in any of these interviews where people are like, what are you talking about? And Jay pointed out there, like, Howie Mandel was the closest to it, where he's like, no, you're being an old man. Like, we're in our fucking 60s. This is how we're supposed to feel about the new comedy around. Like, stop being so bitter about it. But there's never a moment in any of these conversations with Maron where people are like, shut the fuck up, you know? And I think if Maron ever faced that, I do think he's enough of a comedian to be like, you're right. I'm taking myself too seriously. But we haven't seen that yet, unfortunately.
No, we have some super chats here, if you're ready, Electra.
I'd love to hear
them. All right, here we go.
Dang Lizard, €2. Clearwater Chad mirrors John in an abstract way.
It's fascinating to watch. It's not interesting, but it is fascinating. It's a fine line. I don't know quite how to describe it.
Sharky Waters, $1.99. For the Ducks, 2025 is the year of the beaver. Go Beavs.
Oh, fuck you, man. Fuck you with your vanilla sniffers. Beavers are Oregon State, Mike. They're our little brother, and they're not even in a division anymore.
Yeah, I'm not a college football fan. I live in society, though. I was able to put that together.
Well, you live in the Northeast. There's no football there. I feel so sorry for you. Although the Ducks are... Mike, I'm telling you, how far is New York from a drive from you right now? How far is
3 hours?
You're 3 hours away. You could go see the Ducks play this year. They play Rutgers.
It's very exciting. Well, that's New Jersey, but...
No, same thing, right? Hey, get over there.
Yeah.
Check out a real football. It's amazing.
Yeah, all right.
Flatbush Tommy, $5. Kurt Metzger had the best Marin take on Tim Butterly's podcast. It's all bullshit. He even told a story about how Mark once mocked a crippled guy to him.
Oh, interesting. I'll have to check that out. I like Kurt Metzger. He's usually got unhinged but good takes about a lot of this stuff.
I don't know who that is, but I know who Kerp is. Kerp's amazing. Love Kerp.
Interesting.
Yeah. Here we go.
HACKRIDE Studios, $2. Happy birthday, Mike.
Happy birthday, Mike.
Thanks.
Just a reminder, Mike's birthday is next week, people.
No, it isn't.
How old are you gonna be?
I won't be any age. I'm not. I don't know. I don't have a birthday.
I'm waiting for the record scratch. Where is it? There we go.
Thank you.
All right. Oh no. Time for some golden hour, Mike.
Okay, so this is along the same lines. It is interesting. Like Tony, I think was in a position he kind of had to respond at some point because. It is, while they're not saying his name, particularly Marin's not saying his name, it is targeted at him. You can just tell by a lot of the obvious hints that Marin is giving who he's talking. He's talking about Rogan and Tony Hinchcliffe more than anyone else. So Hinchcliffe was in a place where he kind of had to respond. What's interesting is guys who aren't involved in this at all, commenting, inserting themselves in it somehow, and commenting on how they hate comedians that talk shit about other comedians and using talking shit about other comedians as the way to convey that message. If that sounded confusing, it's because it is psychologically. But the other thing the other reason these clips are interesting is it's the first time we've ever played clips of the Golden Hour or D'Elia and Schaub in general where I'm like, oh, it's not they're doing a good podcast for 3 minutes. They're actually having an interesting conversation for one. I couldn't believe I was not clipping something to mock. I mean, we are going to mock them a little bit, but like they were having actually a normal conversation, which I was impressed how long they were able to keep it up. But let's hear them talking about, I forget where we start.
Brotherhood.
These comedy beefs. Yeah. So we have all these beefs and comedy going on, and Eric Griffin's kind of pointing out like, hey, these in the comedy circle, we're not supposed to do this to each other. And D'Elia and Schaub take umbrage with that.
What he says.
He's just salty.
And I think that
He's
sucks.
just salty.
I don't think it's good for the brotherhood. I don't like that shit.
Yeah,
Brotherhood. What brotherhood do you speak
There's
of?
no
The one
brotherhood,
that
yeah.
kicked my friends out of the brotherhood? The one that kicked my friend Chris and Brian out? What fuck?
Hold on a second. Casey, I've prepared another clip that I'd like you to play, and we may go back to it throughout this interview. People that kicked Chris D'Elia out of the Brotherhood. I don't remember. I can't remember a bunch of reactions. The only one I remember, well, Karen and Schaub probably had a great reaction, stuck up for Chris D'Elia. So a bunch of tweets come out from Michaela Oakland and other people accusing Chris of nefarious behavior. What happened on The Fighter and the Kid the next day? Obviously, they had Chris's back, as Brendan's pointing out here. Could we get a little taste of that? Other comedians can learn from this. This is what it's like to be loyal to another guy.
This is what support sounds like.
Yeah.
I can't talk.
It's just... Hold on already. The man is weeping talking about Chris D'Elia. Maybe he can't talk because he's like, I've got his back so much. That must be it.
I can't talk.
It's just, it's like, it's a weird thing because I said to Brendan, I said, it's like, it's like watching someone die or something.
He died. He passed away.
Brendan's actually crying. Oh my God.
See ya, Chris. Good riddance. This is, by the way, you know what? I'm not even going to tell you. They obviously they must have talked to him when all these rumors came out about Chris D'Elia. The media is portraying him as a bad guy. Other comedians are turning their back on him. Obviously, they called Chris before giving this tearful address, I assume.
And also, it's just. You know, what's important is that we haven't spoken to Chris.
No.
And
that is important. What's important is we threw the guy's number in the trash. We didn't even bother asking him if it was true. We're just going to give a tearful reaction to it.
Chris,
we figured knee jerk was the way. When your good buddy is accused of pedophilia, let's not forget, was the accusation. When people are calling him a child molester, I think the best way to do it, turn the cameras on. Don't call him.
He'll see this.
Yeah, we've never been on the road with him. I was on the road with him.
We've never touched him, never seen him, never been on the road. Who is this guy?
I don't even know. Chris who? I'm not familiar with him.
About 14 years ago once, when he was, just beginning, but I've never been on the road with him. So I don't know. I don't know what to think, and I don't know. And that's what's so frustrating.
I'm just sad.
Yeah.
I'm sad. I don't.
So anyway.
Okay, now can we go back to Brendan talking about loyalty and how the Brotherhood kicked Chris out?
Yeah, sorry. Give me 1 second. I gotta get back over here. 18 seconds.
Yeah, so let's go back in here. This is about those scumbags that didn't pay Chris any mind when his accusations came out.
Brian, what fucking Brotherhood?
You're right about that, buddy.
Yeah, weird. There isn't any, but whatever. I mean,
fuck them.
Yeah, I don't know. I see these guys.
I wonder if Chris in that moment, because you hear Chris kind of going like, yeah, I don't know. I wonder if there's any thought, and maybe now like Brendan has been good enough to Chris where it's all water under the bridge, whatever. But I wonder if there's any moment where Chris is like, didn't you guys break down crying and essentially accuse me of all the things people were saying? You're like, hey, listen, we've never been on the road with the fucking guy.
Yep, that's exactly what he's thinking, Mike.
He's got to be, right?
Out and
yes.
They're just all like, hey, what's up? Yeah. Oh, dude, so
of
good
course.
to see you. You're so funny. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, bro. Thank you. See ya.
Yeah, man. Well, that's the weird thing now. Things are different. You know what I mean? Everybody, I tell you, this is a byproduct of people being so concerned about social influence. This is what this is really about. Social influence is everything. It drives engagement. It drives revenue. And people don't want to, anything that they think is going to take away from the money that they're going to make, they're going to put up the
I take it
tents
back. I thought it was like them having a good conversation. Now that I hear Eric Griffin going off, I remember they've completely lost them. They're not even talking. They're not saying words anymore. They're like, it's all about the bottom line. It's like, well, that's not even the discussion really here. None of this makes sense. It doesn't apply. They were talking about Mark Maron, and none of this applies to the conversation they were having.
All of a sudden, I was on The View.
Yes.
Be like, nope, that's it. It's just
They're going to protect it.
Yeah,
they're going to protect it at all costs.
Yeah, at all costs.
Even if it means
man.
losing their friends, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever.
So.
It's all good.
Can I hear the beginning of that other clip again? Hold on. Sorry a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, because I forgot. Brendan's talking about loyalty. I just want a refresher of memory. What happened when his buddy Chris was in trouble the next day? How did the fighter and the kid handle it?
I can't talk.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure.
Can't talk about it, Mike.
I'm going to need that drop on my soundboard, I think.
We'll get Kragers back over there.
Yeah.
They're
they're
going to protect it at all costs.
Yeah, at all costs.
Even if it means
man.
losing their friends, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah. So
it's all good.
I always say I feel like it sucks that loyalty is not something that people value.
Yeah, no, not at all. And it's weird too because
except for your boy here.
Yeah. Oh, there's a few.
I need the clip again, Casey Day, if you wouldn't mind. Can I hear loyalty? This is what loyalty sounds like.
Loyalty.
I can't talk.
Okay. Let's keep listening. I want to hear. That's out of context. What does loyalty sound like?
It's just, it's like, it's a weird thing because I said to Brendan, it's like, it's like watching someone die or something.
Yeah, so maybe, Brendan, we could say we all have times where maybe we're not living up to the code of loyalty that we've painted in one's mind, We all have moments where we panic, I guess.
And also, It's just.
Well, we can go back to the. We got the idea. We can go back to the golden hour.
All right, here we go. 124. Boom. Oh shit.
It's
Sorry,
weird
I very
too because
confusing for Casey.
No, I just got to go back and forth.
Except for your boy here.
yeah. Oh, there's a few. There's a few. There's a few. No, there are a few.
Oh yeah, who else? Who else, Chris? Who else?
There are people.
Name.
Well, I don't. I don't know.
Hold
Oh
on.
yeah.
I gotta hear it one more time. Who else? As Brendan is beating his chest here, who else is as loyal as this?
I can't talk.
Okay.
Maybe the best part though is this.
I'm sad. I don't.
So anyway,
I can't.
I'm sad.
I'm just sad.
Anyway,
I'm just sad. Oh, Brendan.
and here we are back to.
No, but that,
that's
yeah.
Brendan's problem. Here's what Brendan should do. First of all, I don't think they've ever talked about this on the air, so it would just be interesting from that perspective. Like, hey, remember when you wept and threw me under the bus? And that's kind of the moment that everyone was like, oh, he might be guilty of something because of the way the fighter and the kid were reacting. It would be interesting to have them have that discussion. But again, if Brendan were a guy with any self-awareness, he would go, in moments like that, he would go, listen, like these are all our friends, but we're all also worried about our careers and our families. So we have moments where we panic and people think like they don't know if it's better to throw someone under the bus or have their back because of the way the industry is built. And is it easier to defend Joe Rogan, who's a guy in power, or is it easier to go with what I believe, like Mark Maron or whoever? Like Brendan could have a conversation like that, but he's not capable. What he's capable of doing is going, only your boy is loyal, and he forgets that clips like that are out there.
Who else, Chris? Who else?
There are people.
Name.
Well, I don't. I don't know if they want
Oh yeah.
to speak of them, but
in the spotlight. In the spotlight.
Well, but no, but that you're yeah, but nobody actually just. But that's the thing where nobody cares. Like, there's so many people who are like, to me, that are in the spotlight that are like, dude, you got to get back. We're gonna, you deserve to be fucking doing these and movies
Well said,
and shit.
Chris.
I'm like,
What is happening there?
Poetically said.
Won me over, Mike, with that argument right there. This man should be in front of the Supreme Court.
Like, yeah, bro. Okay.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I mean, people who are like,
in the business,
and also famous.
This is D'Elia, by the way, trying to. If you can't understand what he's trying to explain, he's giving you an example of the people that defend him. That behind the scenes are like, "We love you, brother," and he can't even muster the words of like, "We gotta get you into a project. We gotta get you in something. We gotta get your name out there." He's just saying. They say, wait, what is it they say? What do they imagine? Think, Chris. What would they say if someone was saying this to me?
When Brendan is finishing your sentences, you have no argument.
Yeah, this is a man trying to come up with a believable lie.
I can't believe this is how bad these guys usually are. My memory of this clip was like, hey, they're being good podcasters for once.
That is how low the bar was.
Yeah.
And they're like, dude, we got to get you in something.
No,
I'm
it doesn't
like,
count.
No.
It doesn't count.
I know it doesn't, but that's my point. I'm saying they don't care. They don't care. Why would they care?
Yeah, it doesn't count. What counts, Casey Dyke? Could we hear that one more time? This is what counts: is friendship and loyalty.
I can't talk.
It's just, it's like, it's a weird thing because I said to Brendan, it's like, it's like watching someone die or something. And also, it's just...
There we go. That's what I wanted.
It's just... I can't even talk.
Like watching someone die or something. That's my favorite. That's one of the great apologies. That's what I was trying to think of. The other day when we talked about Patton Oswalt, I put his apology in the Hall of Fame. And I put it up there with Jimmy Kimmel. And there was another one I was trying to think of, and I couldn't come up with it. It's that. The Fighter and the Kid apology for being friends with Chris D'Elia. Maybe the greatest ever. That's an amazing one.
I got to give that to Trucker Andy. Because he might not be aware of that one. He does that show, All Apologies.
I mentioned it to him. I'm pretty sure he did it.
Okay.
Maybe with me. I can't remember. I know I suggested it to him. I don't remember if I was on the episode or not.
Excellent. This next one's called Hurt Feelings.
Yeah, so this is interesting to watch these guys talk about this. Because I think this is more the clip I was referring to. Where it was interesting to hear. This is the first time they were really honest where they're like, yeah, we're like, no one respects us, and it kind of sucks. And it's the first moment I was like, good for you guys for saying that. You're being honest. That's nice.
You know, but I mean, you got. I saw a clip the other day with these comics that were, you know, they were not well known, but they were talking shit about Kill Tony, and it's like
hilarious.
Just, you know, why? Like for what? For what?
Because he's the big dog.
I know, but it's like
when you get to a certain level, like people are gonna take shots. It's like it's a weird comparison, but it's like I'll talk shit about the UFC. I love the UFC, but I talk shit about them because they're so massive.
I love Brendan doesn't even understand his own argument. He's like, these are bad guys. The people that talk about shit about Kill Tony, these are bad guys. They're seeking clout. They're trying to get clout off of Tony's name. For example, I do that.
I'm the bad guy that does that at UFC.
When it comes to UFC, I'm one of these troll leeches that just sucks off the teat of Dana White. Now, do you understand, guys? Do you follow now that I've made that nice analogy?
The problem is when Brendan puts two thoughts together. Like one he can handle, but when he adds that extra thought in,
fucking idiot. Oh, it's terrible what they do to Kill Tony. Kind of exactly like what I do when I cover fighting.
They're so big, like
I understand.
It's just
that.
what you do.
It's different when it's a company, when you're talking about actual people, like comedians.
Well,
It's like,
Kill Tony's
that
a
shit-
company at this point. Like Kill Tony is, Tony has all these employees, and they've got a massive Netflix deal, and in its own way, Kill Tony is an entity more than a man. You know,
absolutely, it's a business, man.
So like, what's their problem? You can make fun of people in a business, but you can't make fun of people. You know what I mean? Like,
Is that a new rule? Let me write that.
Well,
one
you
down.
can't. You can make fun of the UFC. You can make fun of Dana White or I don't know, Chael Sonnen or whoever the fuck you want from UFC. Hanato Moicano, is that better? Our guy from a couple weeks ago. You can make fun of all these guys, but you can't make fun of Tony because the podcast is named after him. He's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
Like when Mark Maron goes. I mean, look, you talk about Mark Maron. Like he'll go out and he will. He knows that he has issues with people. Like I mean, he's not like he says he's
That's his thing.
But to go on a podcast,
yeah,
and talking to a guy and being like, the kid. These are the words. The kid doesn't have an act.
Yeah. No,
to talk like that.
But what I'm saying
like
is
what?
Yeah, but here's my thing.
Where is this footage that you got, Casey, from Eric Griffin's home Ring camera? How were you able to obtain that?
He is. You pass the ball to him and it just stops.
You're in a podcast, you jackass. He's like, to go on a podcast and talk about other comedians. Ugh, I can't believe Mark Maron is doing that. This is the golden hour, by the way. Please like and subscribe.
Mike, it's a hypocrisy. I gotta say, pointing it out right now.
It doesn't affect Matt Rife because what happens, what Mark's doing, Mark's a fossil. So his demos 45
I'm
to
glad you guys aren't talking shit about other comedians.
No, that's a technical term. Science. Fossil. It's fossil.
Like I said, like what Tony did, Tony's been poked for months, and then he responded to Mark. And he's like, fuck that guy. He's old. He's out of touch. No one listens to his podcast. You can agree or disagree with that. Schaub and D'Elia, and I guess Eric Griffin to a degree, are taking the high road. They're like, we would never talk. We're the guys who don't talk about other comics on this podcast. We're not like that piece of trash, Mark Maron, that old bag of shit, that fuckhead Mark Maron. We're not like him. We don't just talk shit about other comics like that fucking disgraceful loser, Mark Maron. Long-time veteran comedian Mark Maron. We're not like him who just shits on other comics. We just don't do that here.
They're different.
77. None of those people are fucking with Matt anyway. It's not like Matt's losing fans or somebody's on the fence like, well, Mark Maron said.
It doesn't affect
Matt.
It doesn't affect Matt's fans.
Well, then good. Who gives a shit about any of it? Let's all. It's fun. Like, and maybe people think this is hypocritical of me. I'd be curious, but like, I talk about this stuff because I'm interested in the points people are making. Like, I'm interested in Mark Maron going on these podcasts, and I do say sometimes like, Why is he doing this? It's a bad look for him. But I'm interested in what he's saying and where it's coming from. And so I'll argue it from that perspective. They seem to be saying you shouldn't hate on anyone. Like, you shouldn't go on podcasts and hate on people because assholes like Mark Maron do that, and fuck him. And it's not but then they're also saying it's not affecting Matt Rife's ticket sales. So then wouldn't you say, like, who cares? It's not to his detriment? Like, so what are they really saying? If I can really put on my thinking cap here, I think what they're saying is, don't be mean to me and Chris. Please stop making jokes about Brendan Schaub and Chris D'Elia. Would you please stop doing that? Because we can't really take it. Matt Rife is fine. Tony Hinchcliffe is fine. Mark Maron is fine. But we'd like you to stop making fun of us because it's really mean, and we think we're the only ones that don't deserve it.
Fair. That's fair.
It does affect Matt, dude. It like when I see somebody talking shit about me, it bothers me. Dude, I understand. It's like, oh, I don't give a fuck, and like you say, oh yeah, okay, that's a thing. But like you don't give a fuck because you go, okay, then I can't give a fuck. It's not because you truly don't give a fuck. That shit
No,
sucks.
you gotta not. It'll drive you crazy.
I understand.
It'll drive
And
you crazy.
Chris might be the most inarticulate human being I've ever heard speak. I can't follow anything he says.
That's how he got out of them R words, Mike. He's just like, no, everything's good. She wore
He has
my
this
skirt.
amazing quality of using the same word to argue for and against a point. Like, let me go back a little. Let me hear that again. He's using the same word as the pro and con of this argument.
I understand. It's like, oh, I don't give a fuck, and like you say, oh yeah, okay, that's a thing. But like you don't give a fuck because you go, okay, then I can't give a fuck. It's not because you truly don't give a fuck. That shit.
No, it's you give a fuck because you don't give a fuck because you can't give a fuck because you do give a fuck. So this is a paradox you've created. I can't follow it.
This is where the 16-year-olds ask if they take off their panties now, Mike.
Will this stop if I just do as you say, Chris?
You gotta not. It'll drive you crazy.
I understand,
It'll drive
and
you crazy.
you find the balance, but it just sucks, bro. Yeah. Like, say what you want about
Who you telling? Who you telling?
No, I know.
One more time, can I hear?
I can't talk.
Okay, thank you.
It's just
he can't talk.
It's like a guy died or something, you know? Who you tell? No, but to Brendan's credit there, he's saying like, talking about dealing with people shitting on him. And Brendan is a veteran of that. I don't think he's adapted to it well, particularly. I don't think he's learned a lot from it. But he has faced a lot more than most people. But here's the other thing, is people are... well, Brendan will get to it. I don't want to step on his brilliant point.
This next one's called The Fall Off.
Yeah, so this is interesting. This is what I was alluding to, where Brendan puts himself in a category that I don't know that he necessarily belongs in.
It's annoying, and it sucks. Like, when I see people like, oh yeah, fucking, Burt Kreischer takes his shirt off. That's all he does. It's like, all right, what are you doing, dude? What are you doing? He made it. He's got his life. Or Tom Segura fell off, or whatever the fuck it is. Chris D'Elia fell off. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, for what? What are you doing? Make it. It's hard.
Who are we even talking about now? Mark Maron?
I think he's talking about you, Mike.
Right. This is they're talking about not me individually, but they're talking about like podcast cringe.
What you represent, yes.
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Commentary.
They're basically specifically talking about podcast cringe, I think. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, how did we get here? Now you're mad at that. We were talking about the brotherhood of comedy because it's all very centered around comedians. And it turns out you're just mad that a guy in Australia makes funny videos about you idiots.
Yes.
But again, those people that are saying those comments, like, we all get it. Oh, Chris fell off, Brian fell off, Brendan fell off. I'm like, if this is falling off.
Hey, let him finish his point before I interject. I'm sorry.
Off. Okay. Sign me the fuck up.
Well,
if this is what it is.
It's not falling off. I'll tell you what it is. It's you starting comedy and the next day getting a massive break. Brendan is the rare case, like, to use Matt Rife. People are like, oh, Matt Rife was an overnight success. He had everything handed to him. Matt Rife was in comedy for like 10 years before anyone knew his name. Like, Matt Rife actually did work at his career. You can say he sucks at it if you want, but like, he actually did do work. Brendan is a rare case. Brendan is in the category of like Stormy Daniels or Jeremy Piven, where he was thrust into a scene where people saw him because of something totally different, totally aside from stand-up. And he was given an opportunity with Showtime where he could put a special out. And people were like, what the fuck is this? What's happening? What is this? And the people's minds were blown. So for Brendan to put himself in this category of like falling off, that would be like me saying like, hey, Rob Gronkowski had a great comedy career and then he fell off in that Showtime special. It's like, no, he was a meathead football player that for some reason they gave him the chance to do comedy on Showtime. Like, it's not a fall off. It's just people pointing and going, this seems miscast. Why is he doing this?
How much would you pay for Rob Gronkowski to do a reading of Gringo Papi, word for word? Do the entire act.
Oh, could he? Yeah, could he put his own spin on? Would it be funnier with Rob Gronkowski? That could be interesting.
Amazing. All the money.
That's the truth. I wouldn't.
So it's also no one doing well who's making those comments. Chris fell off. Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Cool. Do you know how much Chris makes a year?
Yeah, I'm not.
Do you have any fucking clue how well he's doing?
I gotta tell you, I've seen Podcast Cringe's numbers. It's pretty lucrative to say Chris fell off, you know, or too lazy to try, or beige frequency, or any of these guys. I think they do okay. I think they're doing all right, you know. And listen, like, yes, if you're fueled by hatred of someone else, that is unhealthy. It's an unhealthy thing. When I watch Podcast Cringe, I mean, there's times where I think he gets too in the weeds with some stuff. And there's things I don't agree with always, where he's like, you can tell here that this person hates this person. And I'm like, well, that's a bit of a stretch. But like, his videos are always funny, and you can tell he's having a good time with them. This is the Aaron Imholt seething thing, where you're like, oh, these people are seething, they're miserable. And it's like, no, they're having fun. And if you can ignore those people and think they're losers, but you talk about it all the time, Brendan. Like, it's a topic that you bring up constantly on your podcast, is how evil these people are and how miserable their lives are. And it's like, nah, they're having fun. Most of them are doing all right. Are there some dicks? Of course. But there's dicks in every walk of life, you know? There's nothing we can do about that.
In every community, which is the next segment.
Yeah, so let's hear about this comedy community that Brendan will again denounce.
No one believes him. But my thing is
well, some people
do you know anyone who's doing shit that doesn't get this type of hate? Do you know anybody? Name one. I can't name
one
one.
way or another. Yeah, from one way or another. Yeah.
Name one dude who's actually
but
making
it's
money
different when it comes from the fucking actual community. You know what I'm saying? It's different when it comes from.
One more time, Casey. Sorry.
Here's the community.
I can't
Let's hear from the community.
It's just, you know, it's like, it's a weird thing because I said to Brendan, I said, it's like, you know, it's like watching someone die or something. And also, it's just.
The thought was too big for his head, and he couldn't get
Boy,
it.
I wonder why Brendan never got more acting work. It's very impressive. Yeah, that's the loyal community. It is different when it comes from the community. It's a shame when that happens. So yeah, this is them totally not talking about Podcast Cringe. They're talking about some other guy. He goes to a different school. You don't know him, but that's who they're talking about.
From the community.
Yeah, what community? You guys keep saying this community.
Right.
Community full of cucks,
what's supposed to be
soft
the community?
people.
Well, it was. I've been around for a while. Yeah, there was a community.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
I thought at least.
Yeah, exactly. I think I believe that the internet helped.
Can I say, Chris D'Elia did not get canceled. He was accused of sexual assault.
He's on the show.
This idea. And he's on the show, and he sells out theaters. He comes to Boston, he sells out a 3,000-seat theater. Like, I've defended a lot of guys who have stepped in it with words and tweets and even dumb stuff during the Me Too stuff, like Louis C.K. That's not what Chris was accused of. Like, the idea that people goofed on him for his misdeeds is a pretty light sentence overall, I think.
Yes. Could have been much worse.
Destroy that, and
for sure.
You know,
because
but also, Eric, I agree. There was a community. There was a community, but before Rogan left, like those whatever 5 to 7 years. It was the golden age, right?
Yeah.
But I think to your
So the years where Brendan wasn't getting made fun of
golden era
for being a silver spoon comedian, those were the days. Before that, no one ever made fun of another comedian. Before that, no one attacked Dane Cook or Dice or any of these. Like, there's no comedian that people called a hack or said was just given an opportunity because they were handsome or because of who their friends are. That never happened, never once, until Brendan Schaub. It's a goddamn plight.
Your point, like these guys that does this stuff, part of it's not their fault. Like, I'm not giving them an out, but part of it is social media, YouTube. It's created to, the algorithm's created to entice hate, negativity. So if I make a reaction video going, Chris is the best comic ever, and Eric's the friendliest comic ever, and he's so good, I get 5,000 views. If I make one that goes, Chris sucks cock and Eric sucks bigger cock, I get 100,000 views. It's just how we're wired.
If it's my cock.
I think the algorithm might actually dampen that one down if it was cock twice in the title. I don't know. I don't know how many views it would get, but no, that's not what people are doing to you, Brendan. No one's putting out a video saying Brendan sucks cock. They're saying Brendan Schaub lied about something blatantly, and here's an example of it. Or Brendan Schaub bombed on this thing, and it's funny. Like, that's entertaining in its own right. And by the way, some people are bad at it. We laugh about people all the time who are bad at it. Some people probably think I'm bad at it. So
I'm
like
terrible.
there is that. You know what I mean? Like there's a skill to that thing and something you don't respect, but it's something people enjoy doing. And by the way, Brendan also enjoys doing it when it's not aimed at him. There's countless times we saw him doing it with that Hanato Moicano guy, where he's like, "This guy's a fucking moron," and then Moicano calls him out, and he's like, "What are you spreading hate? Why are you spreading hate? All I did is laugh at you and call you dumb." What? And say you're probably dumb because you're foreign, which was a weird route to go. Why would you then insult me back? What are you, a hater? You one of these haters? So it's always astonishing. I think Chris gets it a little more than Brendan. He's not able to articulate that. He just goes, there's fucks. There's good fucks and there's bad fucks and there's no fucks. And some people don't give a fuck and some people don't give a fuck about not giving a fuck. And you're like, very good, Chris. Articulate, but
I'm really looking at these three, and there is not one that's able to articulate a thought. Eric can't put anything together that's not like a view. Brendan with a CTE, and then Chris is just a perennial victim who can't speak.
Yeah, I don't know who's supposed to keep the conversation on track there.
Can we get a producer in here to talk? Jesus Christ.
These guys are just whiners. I mean, they signed up to be famous. This comes along with fame. People are going to criticize every little thing you do. And they just bitch and moan about it.
But they go back and forth. They're like, we get it a lot worse. We've been ostracized. And then Brendan will go, but can you think of anyone who's successful who doesn't have this? It's like, well, then that's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Part of the game.
It either is or it isn't.
As a comedian, to me, it would seem like, well, this is just a whole bunch of new stuff to talk about and make jokes on. But they don't do the comedian part.
No, and that's why I wanted to play that DeRosa thing. Is like DeRosa, I actually thought was making a good point. But you could say, like, was taking himself too seriously, and they immediately bust his balls for it. And he laughed. He goes, you're right. I suck. You know, but sometimes these guys that are out of that community get lost in this thing where they, like I said, the most astonishing thing to me is when I realized Brendan was the alpha on that show. And it was the guy who looked down at Brian and was like, oh, you're the idiot. I'm the smart guy. And it's like that in itself is such a delusion that you're like, maybe there was no saving this guy, you know?
This one's called, to that point, Genius Complex.
Oh, yeah. This is other people, like Anthony Jeselnik, that have a genius complex.
You mean smart? Okay, smart people. Okay.
No, I know it does suck, but look, put it this way: if you're going out there for clicks, if you're farming stuff, like you know how comedians go out there and farm for crowd work. If you're on a podcast farming for clicks, you suck. You suck. If you go out there and you're like, oh, dude, let's try to make it so let's talk. Yeah, we should talk about that because fuck him. You suck. You know what you are? You're a hoe.
I'd love to see, by the way Chris hashtags every fucking Instagram post or TikTok post or any of that stuff. I'd love to see if he ever puts out topical stuff that might not be a great joke, but because it's going to get views on Instagram that day, he probably never does that.
Never.
You're a hoe at sushi. You're a fucking hoe.
But they know that.
No.
But they know that. There's no longevity in it.
Nobody thinks that they're doing. Nobody thinks that they're bad, bro. Hitler thought he was doing the right thing. So it doesn't matter who.
No,
what
these
you're
people
doing.
know. They know. They know they're bad.
I couldn't even follow this. I watched the full segment, and I don't know who the fuck they're talking. Are they talking about Marin still? Are they talking about open micers that talk shit? Are they talking about podcast? I've lost completely who they're talking about, even because they're talking about the comedy community, but they're like, Marin's successful, but like he does this shit because he's bitter about Kill Tony or whatever. And then they get into this thing where it's like, well, only unsuccessful people do that, and it's like the only guy you've named is successful, so I don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Yes.
They know.
They lost the plot a little.
Oh, it's scummy work, but it's the only way they can make money.
Well, no, I don't know. I think that some people take this weird high ground. That's my problem with like what Mark Maron does. It's like
Yes, taking the high ground.
this moral high ground, and this like a genius complex that some of them have.
To be like,
Jesselnick's got that. He's got this genius complex that it's like, well, this is what comedy's supposed to be, and Mark's telling me like, man, I just care about comedy.
Jesselnick's different than Mark. I like Jesselnick. Jesselnick's different than Mark. Mark's a salty bitch. Jesselnick will do.
Okay, so salty bitch. So you see where it's this thing of like, so you can only not talk shit about the guys you like. Right? Like, you can call Marin a salty bitch and say Jeselnik's way smarter and Marin's doing it the wrong way. You're saying all of this on a podcast while simultaneously being like, I hate. You know what I hate? Is when people talk about other comedians on a podcast. You know who does this? Is that salty bitch, Mark Maron.
They're just talking about themselves.
It really is like a Bo Burnham bit.
Yes. There's a pile up on the high road that Brendan is trying to take.
Do it like when he goes after Rogan or something. It's still in a funny way, and it's kind of his thing, right? Being kind of that asshole.
Yeah, well,
I don't know.
I don't mind Jesselnick.
I don't know.
Anthony's my friend.
I like
Tell him to
Jesselnick.
his face.
No, yeah,
I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like
Jesselnick.
that shit. He was talking about Matt. I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, dude, did you watch it?" I was like, I directed that special," and he was like, "Oh, I didn't watch it." I said, "Oh, okay."
That shit just makes me feel bad. I mean, like
There's a lot of
personally,
interesting. Boy, there's a lot there that's interesting.
Yes.
First of all, Dalia just being like, it just makes me feel bad. It's like, well, that's what all of this is. Just say that. I think I got that was the last thing I saw. That's the last part of our clips. So I think that's stuck in my mind is Dalia admitting like, it just makes me feel bad. And I was like, oh, good for you guys. I forgot how delusional the rest of this was, because what you hear there is Eric Griffin go, hey, don't shit on my thing. I directed Matt Rife's special. And then you also hear the phoniness of Jeselnik go like, well, I haven't watched it. It's like, well, why are you commenting on any of this if you haven't watched it? That's crazy. But like, your guys' feelings are hurt. Chris is the one person who actually said it correctly. You guys' feelings hurt, and you want to say like, hey, don't make fun of me, please. I'd like to be able to make fun of other people, but I don't want you to make fun of me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like it when people make fun of me, Mike. We can
Right.
say it. You can say it. You can actually speak that out loud.
Yes, but you can't then go, no one should do it on any podcast. I mean, I should be able to do it on mine. But like the guys that make fun of me, they shouldn't be allowed to do it. How do we stop that?
Well, hypocrisy isn't illegal yet, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
We have a super chat here, Mike, and then it is time. Some GD fantasy.
I was worried. I was like, do we have anything else left? Damn it. All right.
Ben R. $4.99. Are we going to keep ignoring the hair dye sponsorship?
I don't know.
Oh, if Brendan. Brendan was...
Brendan, I think.
Yeah, Brendan got a sponsorship from...
Oh, to dye his hair blonde is what you're saying.
I don't even know if it's that. I think it came after. I think that was all on his own. That was just a midlife crisis. Maybe that is what the super chat is talking about. But he did just get a deal from
Fat Joe?
Fat Joe. That's it. Yep. Yeah. Fat Joe gave him like a sponsorship of some kind. Yeah.
Well, that's nice. He's Fat Joe needs sponsors as well. Mike, are you ready for the comedy stylings of one GD Fenderson?
I suppose I am. Let's get into it.
Let's get over
Where
this.
did we leave off with this worthless asshole?
You and Craig left off
Yeah,
at a
go ahead.
terrible joke. You left off at a terrible joke. I don't remember which one. It
No,
doesn't
we
matter.
did. I think the last time was with Cardiff Electric, right?
Correct. You showed
Yeah.
Cardiff, and then he's never returned to it. He's never coming back on the show.
Yeah, Cardiff has denounced me. I showed him GD Fenderson, and he'll never be the same. So yeah, if you're new to this, if you're not aware of it, we're trying to get through GD Fenderson's special. 6 months into comedy, I think, or maybe 6 weeks. I forget exactly how.
6 hours.
Very, very quickly into comedy.
Yes.
GD Fenderson took on the arduous task of filming a 2-hour comedy special. This is back in 2016, I believe. It's unique in the sense that he put in tags with subtitles, and the fact that it's 2 hours and he's brand new to comedy. That's all very unique, but it is painful to get through. So much so that I think it's taken us. We're coming on 2 years, I think, right?
This will be the last thing we ever do in our lives.
We're still trying to make our way through it. How deep into it are we?
We're hour and 20 in. I cut a 20-minute chunk. There's no way we're getting through.
No chance. And to give you a little perspective, the last time we did this, I believe we were an hour and 15 in. So,
Yes.
so
It
we
takes
make
about
it through
5
about
minutes.
5 minutes at a time.
But I told you before, Mike. Now this time we're doing it a little different in the sense where it's closed caption comedy tagging. People, if you're not
Yeah.
aware of this, he tags his jokes with a closed caption tag. But Mike doesn't always know when that happens. So this time I put a little bell in when it happens.
Yes, I
so you'll
appreciate
know when the genius hit GD's mind.
Yes,
and so
I like that.
I think that'll shake things up for you.
Oh, I'm sure. Now everything will be so funny. I think finally it'll be a real hoot. This time you'll find me laughing. GD, we also have personal beef with him because we made fun of him. This is like the King Cobra line we were talking about earlier, where like we made fun of him. I thought it was always like good natured, but like we were not like kind to his comedy by any means. And then I went on with Mind Dog and GD Fenderson. And they had me on, and GD was the loveliest guy. He was like, "Oh, really? You don't like watching this 2 hours of me talking about my pet?" Like he was making jokes at his own expense, and I was like, "Oh, GD gets it," and it almost ruined the bit until we found out they just were cowards about it and talked shit about us before and after I was on, and we're just like, "Oh yeah, they're inept at making fun of me. They're bad at doing it," and so I've continued being very bad at doing this, and it clearly doesn't bother GD at all, so I figured why not? So let's continue and get back into, I don't even remember the name of it.
No,
my mother called me what or something like that.
There's 4 specials after this. My God, this man is just prolific.
Oh, yes.
All right,
George
Oh,
Carlin
shit.
of our time.
Okay, so Craig didn't set this up for you. This is why we're doing it, Mike. This is something that you get at the end.
No, stop doing that.
I know, it's
no.
a tease.
We got no. I don't want to know. It's making me not want to do it.
Here we go.
But the good people of Collier County said that Rupert Darwin was a quiet man who kept to himself.
Weren't they all? See how this goes?
I do like the noise. Yeah. Joke's done.
And the newspaper said that people have had sex with pit bulls, donkeys,
I don't remember
and parrots.
Parrots?
But this takes it to another level.
Parrots? How's that possible?
Okay, I'm just a simple city kid. I did not know there were levels of bestiality. And I don't even want to think how you fuck a parrot.
Careful and consensually, comma, me too.
Huh?
You fuck a parrot carefully and consensually. Me too.
Oh dear.
Is it like hashtag Me Too? Is that what he means?
No, this is before Me Too. This is 2016.
Right. It was 2016. It was before Me Too, I thought. So he's saying, I also fuck parrots?
Wow.
Okay. All right.
GD Fenderson, people.
That's good. That's good stuff. Hey, it's fresh. I don't know anyone else with that bit, so.
He's telling a story from a paper he read. So give some context, because he gives no context to this shit.
Okay.
And it bothers me that a man with the last name of Darwin was not evolved enough to not fuck a gator out of revenge.
De-evolution of the species.
I don't know if I get that. It's too highbrow for me.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
Darwin evolution. I get that part. Why a gator specifically?
I don't know. Maybe because onomatopoetically it sounds good, but
He was talking about gators before. I remember that.
Oh, okay, it's a callback.
Okay.
That's
It's a
what
good
makes
one.
this hard. Is the callbacks could be from like 10 years.
A lot of callbacks. Yeah, well, but even if you're an audience member, the callback could be an hour and a half ago, which is crazy.
And the first joke wasn't funny, so you're like, oh yeah, that wasn't funny an hour and a half ago. Thanks for reminding me.
And when they caught him, he says, I'm going to teach her a lesson. How did he know it was a her? Does anybody in this room know how to tell the sex of an adult alligator?
This guy, so GD Fenderson is talking about a local story where a guy fucked an alligator, like it's the OJ case. Like we all are following it. Like I can just mention Judge Ito and everyone will know who I'm talking about. He's acting like we all followed along with this story. And he's like, you know how they did that thing?
Yeah.
No, of course we don't.
Y'all know Jerry the croc wrangler that got involved, right? No, you know Jerry.
I'm going to give you a crash course. You have to lay the gator on its back. Okay? You have to convince the gator to lay on its back so that you can stick your finger in its cloaca.
Say please, comma, me too.
Is this just about fucking an alligator?
Yes.
This
Well,
is just
moving
a
on from-
graphic telling of fucking an alligator?
So far.
Boy, we've really lost our way here. I remember when he was talking about his parents. What happened?
I'm glad I got the alligator fucking bit, Craigers. We were fighting over this.
Jesus.
Now, a cloaca in reptiles is just a common opening. It's like it serves all purposes. It's like everything. It's like in and out and across. It's everything. You're sticking your finger in there and you're feeling for either clitoris or penis. Anybody here know the difference between a clitoris and a penis and an alligator?
Skew numbers? Skew numbers? Question mark.
Skew numbers.
I have no
Hey,
idea.
I'm just gonna say it. That makes no sense, and it's also not funny. Just gonna
Well,
say it.
Well, hold on here. I like to breeze past these. Skew number. I understand what it means from a literal perspective. Is he saying that big alligator is trying to make you think there are more cocks than clitorises, or vice versa?
If so, that might be the best joke I've ever heard. It's not told right.
They're skewing the numbers. Don't believe when you hear statistics on alligator clitorises. Don't believe them. The
big
numbers
gator.
are skewed. All right, I think we nailed that one.
No, it's SKU.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's a retail thing, I think.
Skew numbers.
It's a stop keeping unit. Stop keeping unit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those little barcodes,
Hold
skews.
on. Is it about maybe crocodile shoes? And things that you can
Hold
make
on.
out of
Go back a little bit. Now that we know that is helpful. Maybe that will add some
It is not, but yes. I
context here. Let me hear that again.
Anybody here know the difference between a clitoris and a penis and an alligator?
That's that. Okay, how's that helpful?
Skew numbers. So like if you're shopping for alligator clits,
Scan it like a barcode.
this is what you're going to want to look for. Yeah. Okay. I think we're close enough. I'm going to chalk that one up to close enough. Sometimes to get through these, we got to accept close enoughs. And I think that's what I'm going to do right here.
We got it. We got that one.
All right, I didn't think so. But he must have knew because he said it was a her. But he did not test her at that point. She just bit his pant leg.
If
So,
you're
how you
wondering,
look-
for the folks at home, if you're not familiar, if this is your first time watching us with GD, that crinkling sound, we've it's enraging, but we've deduced it to be he has like beads in his hair or something.
Yeah, it's beads and a necklace and dreads all mixing into a
Yeah,
cacophony
it's
of noise.
utterly infuriating, but it doesn't stop, and that's what we have to deal with. So
Sometimes I can't hear it through the laughs, Mike. But-
true, that's fair.
Was it her? I have two theories. One, they had been seeing each other before. And this was actually, the gator was pissed off and they were having makeup sex. That's one theory.
Newton's law of emotion. What's out there, big guy?
Newton's law of emotion.
Well, Newton's law of motion, right? So that's
I get
that's
that.
Okay.
They're having makeup sex. That's where the emotion comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it Newton's law? Let me hear it again.
And this was actually, the gator was pissed off and they were having makeup sex. That's what.
It's like a game. It's like, come on
Did
with the
Newton
motion.
have anything to do with reptiles
I don't
or amphibians?
Apples, right? That's all. Did an apple hit his head? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't so much into biology. He was not. No. Mm-mm.
This is why it would have been fun to have GD not be a pissant, because it could have been fun to have him explain what the fuck he meant by some of this shit.
So what is Newton's law of motion? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction? Am I thinking of the right
No,
one?
it's something that's in motion will stay in motion.
Stay
or
in
something
motion, yes,
that's
yeah,
at
yeah,
rest
yeah,
will
yeah,
stay
yeah.
at rest.
Okay. So something that will...
That helps.
Yeah, I did have the wrong... I am an idiot, so it's important that I have the correct rule. An alligator... This feels like we're trying to craft the first joke. Like, so, all right, so two alligators are having sex. How do we bring Isaac Newton into this? It's very interesting.
Yeah, you're going to need a better joke writer than you got.
Here, we're going to accept a close enough here. I think it's just a emotion thing.
Yes.
You just, hey, they're having sex, emotion instead of motion.
It could have been the emotion of the ocean, which would
Yes.
have made more sense because
Yes.
alligators live in the ocean. somewhere.
Wow.
There.
Yes. Much better.
Maybe
I
that's
think.
it.
Unless GD's just smoking us. You saw I fucked up Newton's law of motion. So, I'm an idiot. So maybe it's just too highbrow for me.
Can't wait till the next
One theory. The other theory is that he didn't care if it was a male or female. As soon as he grabbed his good pants, his good fishing pants, he was going to fuck it in the ass.
The theory of de-evolution again. It's a callback. He uses this twice now.
Oh, right. I remember that.
Ass sex, de-evolution. Get it, Mike?
This is like when Artie Lang was like in a bad way, and he'd repeat a joke on stage, and the audience members are like, "Isn't that the same thing he said before?" But he's typing these on the screen, and you're like, "Didn't I say that de-evolution joke before?"
Maybe just copied and pasted it. It's like, look, I can do this. Holy shit.
To quote Ronald Reagan, "Well, Mommy, I guess we just have to thrust and verify."
At least the impressions are spot on.
Google it. Now, I quote Ronald
That
Reagan
was
because
well worth. You might be saying, is it worth it to do a Reagan impression in 2016?
Thrust and
Like, is it? Do you need a Ronald Reagan impression in your comedy act in the year 2016? And the answer, of course, is if the impression is good enough. And that's an impression that's well worth it. Like when you have a Reagan like that, you can't hold it back. Even it might not be the most topical thing. But like when your Reagan is that good.
If I gave you Ronald Reagan, Sir Isaac Newton, and a crocodile, make a joke, you would. It'd take you 10 years to come up with anything.
I wouldn't be able to. I'm not like GD.
He sets the bar really high.
Yeah.
And then
the man's a Republican. And I'm not saying he's a Republican because I'm an ignorant fuck. I am, but that's not why I'm saying he's a Republican. 99% of the people in that county are Republican. The other 1% have their teeth.
Okay.
Wait, who's a Republican? Reagan?
Yeah, Reagan. Yeah, but
We
he's
know.
not a. Yeah, but
Go back.
Simple.
That can't be who he's talking about.
Yeah, you need the lead up to this joke.
Ignorant.
That can't be who he's talking.
Yeah, we go back a little more here.
Folks, these if you're wondering, if you're like, guys, you're taking so much time on these are not meant to be pleasant segments. They're supposed to be as painful for you as they are for me.
The CIA uses this for torture, honestly.
Yes.
Now, I quote Ronald Reagan because the man's a Republican, and I'm not saying he's a Republican because I'm an ignorant fuck. I am, but that's not what I'm saying.
No, wait. I'm ignorant because of the Newton thing that I fucked up. Reagan was a Republican.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
He's like, listen, I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback on this, but I've got the balls to say Reagan was a Republican. He was. He wasn't hiding that from people. He ran for president as a Republican. He ran against a Democrat.
Yep.
His vice president was a Bush. He was a Republican. What's happening here?
I remember that Mondale guy. No one voted for him. They all pressed R.
Okay.
Republican. 99% of the people in that county are Republican. The other 1% have their teeth.
Nice. Simple mathematics, like mathematics, but simple mathematics.
Mathematics.
No teeth.
I get it. Like, it doesn't make perfect sense, but I'm not gonna waste all day on it. I get that one.
We're down 10% of the viewers, by the way, since we started.
Mathematics. Numbers are plummeting.
They are.
By the way, they're not turning it off. They're hanging themselves.
Well, then they would still be on. They're shooting their TVs or phones or whatever.
And when the police caught him, he said,
"Alligator fucker.
If you hadn't caught me, I was gonna torture it with nigger music."
Jesus.
Oh my God.
He can say it.
Oh yes, he can.
Okay, that's a quote. I don't tell those kinds of nigger jokes.
Stop it.
If I were going to tell a nigger joke, it'd be like,
stop it.
It does
two
sound
niggers are
weird
riding in
coming
the
out of
cab.
his. I understand he's an African American.
Okay, like the cab would have stopped.
Yeah, I do not approve.
Sorry. You know.
So a guy gets caught banging an alligator, and that was what he said to the cops. Like, you could make that a joke and a punchline. What did he do to that story? He brutalized.
I have a different question. A guy's caught fucking an alligator.
Yes.
Why was it important that Ronald Reagan, and hear me out, Ronald Reagan was a Republican. We're not getting past that. I know every goddamn time the alligator fucking conversation comes up, people just breeze by the fact that Ronald Reagan was a Republican. And I'm here to focus on the real issues.
Unbelievable. And throw some Isaac Newton in there.
Yes.
On December 3rd, the Klan is planning a rally to celebrate Trump's victory, his election. December 3rd. Now, I guess it's a good thing they're doing it in December, because the last Klan rally that I heard about was in July, and they're not dressed for that kind of shit. They are dressed for a winter celebration with all the, robes and stuff.
No, we got it.
It's white. They're white, Mike.
With the robes. You don't seem to be laughing. I'm talking about the robes and the hoods. It's winter wear, you see?
See.
Oh, no. No whites after Labor Day. Yeah.
It's a joke. We don't need to dissect that one. That is a joke.
That one's a simple one.
Some people think that Hillary was prematurely measuring the drapes and the carpets for the Oval Office.
Hold on, pause.
What?
Do we get a Monica Lewinsky joke here?
Ooh, 100. Well, or a cigar. Yeah,
He
that's
said
a Lewinsky.
measuring the drapes and carpets. So it's going to be sexual. That's not what you do. You don't measure drapes and carpets. You measure the floors.
Oh, God, I hope he talks about her India policy right now. It just goes totally left. Here we go.
In 2016, is it possible we get a Monica Lewinsky joke?
Of course, that's where he's got to go.
He did just go Reagan. Yeah, why am I asking this?
To think of the fact that Donald Trump was measuring the sheets.
Wait, what?
Okay, so that went totally left.
Wow.
So
Donald Trump was measuring sheets?
Yeah.
Oh, like
because
for the
of
Klan.
KKK.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It all comes together in the end, Mike.
But it's hard to bring up a Clinton. Like, I don't know if you're aware of this. Bill Clinton had a sex scandal in the White House. So it's hard to mention sheets and be like, that obviously, when I bring up sheets, no one's thinking about the Clintons, you know? It's kind of a messy little ground he's walking on. But all right, I get it. It's the Klan thing. We get that.
Yeah, a little misdirection. He had you thinking he was going in one direction, and boom, gotcha.
Yes, I appreciate that.
But the Klan rally that they held in July was not that great. Didn't turn out real well.
It's not that great. It wasn't one of the great Klan rallies.
Define a great rally there, GD, for you. When you go and you have a great time, what does that look like exactly?
It wasn't that great.
You
know what? I agree with it. We disagree on a lot, GD and I. I agree. The Klan rally in July wasn't that great. I'm on board.
Bottom 10 Klan rallies. That's what I have.
I don't know how many of you have ever been involved in a march, like a big rally. When you're involved in a big rally, like I was at a few rallies, I've been to a few.
What?
Jesse Jackson was like way the fuck in the front. I'm way in the back. I don't know what he said. We're talking to each other. We have our own conversation going back. We're not even part of the rally anymore. We're just there trying to stay warm because it was Martin Luther King's birthday and it was fucking cold outside. We were in D.C. So we're just trying to stay warm. Having our own conversation.
What's happening? This is now when you're on the phone with a guy and you're just like, you're giving the like wrap it up sign to yourself. You're just like, oh yeah. No, I bet it was cold. Yeah. That's tough. Okay, anyways, GD, good talking. Oh, there's more. Okay, good. Oh, 45 minutes left? Nice. All right.
The way he paints a picture, he leaves important facts out, and you're just supposed to connect the dots, Mike.
So he's talking to Jesse Jackson, even though Jesse Jackson's at the front of the line and he's at the back.
And it's cold. I know that.
It's cold. It's January. Yeah.
DC. All right.
Stations. And I'm assuming that the Klan are no different. That they could not hear what was in the front, so they have their own conversations in the back. You know, it didn't used to be like this.
What characters?
You know, in the good old days, we could scare those niggers.
I was going to say he's going to drop the N-word again. God damn it.
We turn the hoses on them and they'd run. Their color wouldn't run, but they sure as hell would.
Yep, that is Klan stuff.
Colored fast fabrics. We're going to be stuck on this one for like an hour. My God.
No, I mean, I get...
Colored fast fabrics.
Colored fast fabrics. Electra, you're a woman. Does that mean something to you? Electra, you must know laundry.
Absolutely not. Wow.
You know how to separate them colors and whites? Tell us what's going on here.
Colored fast fabrics. Could we look that up? Is that a thing in laundry?
What? Colored fast?
Colored fast fabrics.
Colored fast fabrics are textiles whose dyes resist fading, bleeding, or running when exposed to conditions like washing, light, or rubbing.
All right, so they don't lose.
So I guess he's saying that even though they chase them, they're still black. I guess that's what he's saying. Right?
I think you got it. Yeah, that one I thought was.
I've studied enough for this. I just knew we needed to get to the bottom of the laundry joke.
Mike, we've been doing this now for about 25 minutes. How long do you think we're into the tape?
3 minutes?
Well, 5 minutes, but yes.
Okay.
Because he's had some actual jokes in this one, we've been able to move
It's
along.
flying by, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And we used to light a Negro. Used to burn for 8 days and 8 nights, like a hot nigga miracle.
That's around Christmas.
I guess I get it. Electra had the right reaction. But if they're in the Klan, why would they be acknowledging a Jewish holiday? They're like, oh, it's just like Hanukkah, you know? Like, why? I don't.
The problem
I
is
don't
you're
quite
using
get it.
logic.
I get it, but I don't get it. Which I'm willing to soldier on here.
They don't burn like they used to, because they're eating all healthy now. They used to eat with lard. They used to cook lard and everything.
Just to
Now
be
they
clear, we're
use
still the
vegetable
Klan
oil,
character,
and
right?
peanut oil and cannoli.
I hope so. Maybe he's turned into Isaac Newton. Or is this Reagan?
Yeah, I think we're still the Klan guy. Boy, this is a long bit.
The oil. If you weren't so fucking sensitive, you realize how funny that was.
Oh, that was a joke?
that was the
Oh my God, go back. What a bomb.
That was a crime right there, that joke. Oh my God.
He's had people politely laughing for an hour and a half, and even they didn't know it was a joke.
They use vegetable oil and peanut oil and cannoli oil. If you weren't so fucking sensitive, you realize how funny that was.
No, go back. Go back.
We need to.
What?
Gotta hear the whole thing.
Don't be sensitive, Electra.
My guess is he said peanut oil.
Vegetable oil.
I know the black community has done some amazing things with the peanut. The only thing I can think of right out of the gate, but I need the full context.
Used to burn for 8 days and 8 nights, like a hot nigga miracle. They don't burn like they used to, because they're eating all healthy now. They used to eat with lard. They used to cook lard and everything. Now they use vegetable oil and peanut oil and cannoli oil. If you weren't so fucking sensitive, you realize how funny that was.
What do you say? You're losing some fucking sense if you realized how funny that was?
Yes.
Or if you weren't so sensitive, you would have realized how funny that was.
If you weren't so sensitive.
I think that's what he said, right?
Listen, there's a lot of people from big vegetable oil here. I know how you pansies are.
I think it has to do with burning of the oil of the.
I think it's just like, everyone's so health conscious now.
And he said cannoli oil, not canola oil.
That's what I got confused by too. I'm like,
Cannolis, aren't those like a dessert?
Yes. Cannoli oil. It's Italian dessert oil.
Yeah, what?
And the funny thing is, this is the point in the show, an hour, 30 minutes in, that he decides to berate his audience for not finding him funny. Like, why did you pick this moment?
Right now, it's like, you fucking idiots. You simpletons that I have to dance for. He's like, Marin.
He liked it.
See, but that rally was very hot, very hot. It was so hot that their voices were cracking, their throats were parched, and they couldn't form that double G sound to form a good insult. And he sounded more like Gabby Johnson from Blazing Saddles. The sheriff is near! The sheriff is near!
It's topical. You got to give him that. It was a hot reference at the time, Blazing Saddles. But in 2016, Blazing Saddles had only been out for 30 years. So
good point. I lost track of the last 9 years. Good point.
The sheriff was. His name was Leroy Smith. And through all those insults, there was an elderly Klansman who was parched and passed out from the heat. And Leroy Smith went to his aid and gave him water. And it was like,
act out.
Are we just doing scenes from Blazing Saddles?
I think so. Now he's doing the water scene.
Okay.
Thank you. Nigger! Nigger, nigger, nigger!
No, stop it, GD.
He's like, all right, so I'll give you another one. In Animal House, they tell Belushi his grade point average. You're never gonna guess what it was. If you're thinking of a number that's too high, it's 0.0. Believe it or not. All right, what else? All right, hold on. Let me tell you about this gopher in Caddyshack.
You want to hear
fuck
the
are we
most
doing, GD?
most annoying sound you've ever heard in your life? Yes.
What other movies do I like? Yeah, here's some Dumb and Dumber for you.
Let me bend over and talk out my ass. Let me ask you a question.
Oh, then you would have me.
Me too.
Alrighty then. We're like, oh, now we're yay! Now we're getting to the good stuff.
Yeah, best setup ever.
When people say it doesn't make a difference who's running the office, it does. It makes a difference because before Trump won, racists kind of kept their shit to themselves. Not completely, but enough that you didn't have the kind of shit we got going on now. It's getting kind of crazy.
I never thought about that.
Speaking of crazy,
you know what? Now that I think about it, it is. Things do be crazy out there in the world.
Oh man, wait till you see the shit you got coming up, GD.
Yeah, right.
This was the piece.
Give it about 4 years, GD.
Yeah, like as Schaub says, this was the golden time.
Okay, wait, what is this crinkly plastic bag noise? What is going on?
That's his hair, remember?
It's his hair and the beads.
What?
Where the microphone is.
Oh, that's what I was talking about when I said there's an insufferable noise happening.
It's constant.
Yes.
my wife and I used to live in Florida. And
hold on, you know what?
That's not his hair.
It's anticlimactic, but it seems like we're moving topics. My wife and I are gonna. That's what we're starting next time. I'm wiped.
Well, give it up for GD Fenderson.
These GD segments have been tougher and tougher to get through, but one day we'll get there. How far did we make it, Casey?
Made 6 minutes and 13 seconds, Mike. You did it. That's
good progress. That's more than we usually get. I got to be honest.
It is.
Well, good for us.
Yeah.
And to those. To those weaklings that couldn't make it through, who needs them? This is like climbing Everest. We're not all going to make it to the top, you know?
Right, and we picked back up. We picked back up once we started getting into that clan joke. Oh my God.
That's right.
Really picked up.
That's right. So, thank you, GD Fenderson. That was fun to get through, as always. And I think that's it for this week. We will first go to. There's no HACKRIDE Studios shows after this. That's kind of sad, huh?
It is sad, but before we get to all the plugs, let's get a few of the memberships and super chats in, and we'll get into that. Brando celebrates 1 month of membership. Great show today. Which is worse? Schaub crying for his buddy Dalia, or Mike crying because his Gam had breast cancer? Oh no!
I think Schaub for sure.
Sorry,
any man crying is no. Any man crying is embarrassing. But I got to go with Schaub because Schaub did it out of cowardice. I just had a reaction. But yeah, I'll put mine on there. Mine's definitely embarrassing.
All right, here we from John B. Electra, go ahead.
John B. 2 pounds. Audio is great. Mike's lovely voice is lovelier still.
Really
thank you.
Much better.
Yeah, I still sound okay.
Yeah. I mean, there is times where Starlink kind of fades a little and comes back, but you never disappear. It's good. I mean,
okay. All right.
I like it.
Fantastic.
We already did that one.
Yeah, no, it's just making sure you're on your game.
Whittle Watkins, $4.99. GD, yay!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got your wish, you son of a bitch.
Another 6 minutes of hell for us.
Brando coming in with $2. $2 for GD. My membership chat got skipped though. Well, we came back to it.
We read it, Brando. It
just read it. Gotcha. Being a baby, Brando. Relax.
Thank you for the $2.
Thank you, buddy.
Who, what, why with $5. We'll get through it someday, Mike. Hashtag GD.
We will.
One day, yeah. You know, we'll get there eventually.
There's that musical surprise at the end that I think will keep you going. Because there's going to be times in this where you're going to want to...
It would have been... I do wish you didn't tell us that, because imagine how jarring it would be. if it, like, when he just picked up a guitar, if we didn't know that would have been tremendous. But
I think I'm saving you. Wait till you get there. I think I saved you.
I guess.
Too much at one time. All right. So where can they find you, Blind Mike?
BlindMike.net is where you can find all my links. Why Are You Laughing is where you can get we've done a bunch of Why Are You Laughings that will be out in September. I think I'm gonna start putting them out in September, possibly on a different night. I was thinking of releasing them Monday nights. I don't know. I'd be curious how people feel about that, if they give a shit. if they liked when the Wednesday releases or if it matters to anyone. But I was thinking about putting them out Monday nights on YouTube and Tuesday for everyone else. But I will keep you abreast of that situation. But you can get them early if you're a member on Patreon or YouTube. You can get a bunch of episodes right now. Sam Hyde versus Tim Heidecker, Mark Maron versus Joe Rogan, Harvey Picar versus David Letterman. There's another one. Bill Burr's Let It Go. I'm missing one that will be out soon that we've done. But yeah, go check those out. We're also doing a bonus episode this week, like I said, on an Opie and Anthony segment. So you can check all those out if you're a member on Patreon or YouTube. We appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, leave a 5-star review. It helps more people find the show if you like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff. We appreciate you guys doing it. And go to HackRideStudios.com to find these two ragamuffins.
That's right. And we had one come in under the wire here, Mike, from Jimmy's neglected mother, Electra. If you read that
Jimmy's neglected mother says, I missed most of the show and I only caught the GD coverage.
Well, we're always here for you. We're open 24/7. You can go. That's difficult to have only caught. Imagine popping on this show. Imagine how many people I lose that pop on this show. And they think, like, if you, for the first time you come in during that segment, you think I'm a guy that's just like, all right, I think it means that he's talking about clan hoods. It's got something to do with race. They're like, what is this man? Why does he seem forced to talk about it? But no, there is more to the show, so we appreciate you guys sticking around. Anything else?
No, that's it. Just go to HackRideStudios.com to check out our stuff, and we'll see you. And happy birthday next week, Mike.
It's not my birthday. Goodbye, everyone.
And we have a meme transition.
Hey, it's Boogie.
Steppers through the way, everyone over. Now, this is very interesting. Now, really, ladies, if you're listening, and men, and everybody in between.
If I tell you you've got a homicide, buddy, you've got a homicide.
I hope to hear from you soon.
I am proud to own the Trumpy Bear, and I will always be proud to be an American.
Put it in the outro. Until then, have yourself a great day, and as always,
There's no cum on my mic.
rock on.
Stop the baloney, huh? What kind of statement is that?
I wrote it. One of my favorite players to cover when he was here was Mike Vrabel. Tell me Mike Vrabel's story.
Whatever, dude. I keep it cool at the gym.
Piss on him.
Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike. All right.
Stop, my belly hurts.
My dad was in the military.
Was that, sir?
Can you please kindly F off, please?
If a person is on a bridge, threatening to jump, how do we know that he wants help?
Okay, I hope nothing bad happened.
Money, 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 money. Fuck, please.
Anyway, God bless America.
Put it in the outro.
Charge!